What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Sisko and Mike Podcast. First of all, Mike, we got to thank our guest for giving us a tour the other day.
Thank you.
At the NFL headquarters. She's worked at NBC. She's worked for the Olympics. She's worked at Power, Amp, I think you mentioned.
Yeah.
And now you're at the NFL Network. We got Melissa Garcia with us joining us.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a while.
Yes.
We've been going back and forth with this, like, when we're going to sit down, when it's going to happen. So thank you so much for your guys' time.
Thank you.
No, thank you for coming. I know you're talking about putting pressure on us, but
Apply pressure.
thanks for that because we needed to get back in the studio. It's been some time and we've just been busy. We know you've been busy.
Yeah.
And, just talking to you the other day, we realized that you're actually from the San Gabriel Valley, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
626 all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
way. I grew up there. I went to McKinley, Jefferson, and Gabrielino, which you're familiar with. So,
Yeah.
class of 2010. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, fairly recent.
Oh, well.
I mean, to you guys,
Well.
Mr. Oh my God, almost 40. Yeah, I feel that.
Well, fairly recent, yeah.
Yeah, I
Compared
feel
to
that.
us. I mean, it's not that bad. We're somewhere in the between, but but anyways, what was it like growing up because you grew up in San Gabriel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what was it like growing up there? Because we got the experience on this side of the San Gabriel Valley, like the
Oop.
Bowen Park, Almani, Pomona area.
Mm-hmm.
But we weren't very familiar with that side of it, like the Rosemead and
I would think that it was pretty, like, at the time, I guess how I experienced it, it was more like innocent vibes and just like me, and I had a cat and I was like my cat and just hanging out with friends. Like I had like girlfriends and it was just like very innocent vibes. And as I grew up and went to college, it was complete like change. I was like, what the fuck is this? So, but honestly, I love my childhood. It was really cute. I enjoyed it.
it was very movie-like?
It was like wholesome.
Okay.
I had like my adolescence moments where like, Mom, I loved him for about boyfriends and stuff, but that needs to get out of the way. But overall, it was cute. I loved it.
I know you were going to say something, Mike.
I say, well, I know that side of town is most Asian community, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we would go over there. I think we would go over there because the dentist that my mom took us to would be over there. So we would go over there. Probably would come back.
Like in Valley Boulevard vibe.
Yeah. Valley, there you go.
Wait, you had the luxury of going to the dentist here? We have to go to TJ.
Yeah, well, my dad had insurance luckily
okay.
so at the time.
Spoiled. You grew up spoiled. Then.
Hell nah.
Shout out to 66.
Yeah, 66.
Yeah, 6 to 6.
SGV.
It's definitely. I mean, everybody probably says that about their own place, their own hood where they grew up and stuff. That's like one of the best things. But not for. I think for me it was a change because I used to live in LA in Southgate area,
Okay.
and just seeing how my cousins, just seeing the lifestyles and seeing the interests that they had and the ones that I had, it was like completely different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who knows where or what I would have liked, the hobbies I would have picked up,
Yeah.
things like that. So I know like hanging out with him, we started doing a lot of sports in elementary and
How
then
did you guys meet?
elementary.
Everybody always asks us
Really?
elementary.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So-
cute. You guys like hold hands. You guys talked about sleepovers, so
Yeah,
I know you
yeah.
guys
No,
know all
no,
that.
With the matching
Yeah.
pajamas.
Yeah, I know about pajamas.
Onesies.
No, we met in 5th grade.
Yeah.
Really?
I used to live in Omani.
Yeah.
And then my mom bought a house in Bowen Park, and it was like 3 houses down from his.
Oh my
We didn't know
so-
that though, actually.
Yeah, we didn't know that until later.
Mhm.
Well, until the summer. I think in the summer, his mom would take him and his sister to the pool,
Mhm.
So the community pool.
And one day I met him there, and I guess they were like, "Oh, do we visit down the street?" Yeah, okay. She gave us a ride back, and then I would pop up and be like, "Cisco," because he had a big wall. Cisco, and he would just pop out. Yeah, go to the pool. Yeah, and then we would just all go to the pool and stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's the sweetest thing.
Yeah.
It's funny
Years
because
later.
so we talked about it recently, like not too long ago. We had a solo podcast, and then I was trying to remember how exactly we met, like how it was. So I think that the pool story is something we made up. I don't think it was that, but
No, we didn't meet at the pool. We met
Oh,
in
yeah,
5th
yeah.
grade.
I mean,
But-
that's a cute story.
but we
met
would
at
go
a
to the.
pool.
I would go to the pools with you guys.
We had a pool, have sleepovers. We just like hang out all the time, have podcasts together.
no, but honestly, like
You make it.
it's funny because we did get close in elementary for a while, and then like any other friendship, I think like you start growing up and you have your separate interests.
Well, you know what it was? I was a bad kid.
Yeah,
he
you
was-
can tell.
He was a good kid.
I was the innocent, wholesome.
Wow.
I can tell the vibes. Mr. Raiders
I'm not a bad
fan.
guy. I'm not a bad guy anymore. But no, I grew up. I
Yeah.
started doing the bad
Well,
stuff, and
at
Yeah.
least you acknowledge. It's good. But yeah, like for years later, that is amazing to have a lot of like things going along with your life and still have like that solid foundation. I think it's cute. Love it.
I mean, it takes work.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's only like a relationship.
I know,
It takes a lot of work.
What is the great thing to stay together? Communication.
No, even then we're
Boundaries.
working on that right now. Our communication and our boundaries.
Okay, as long as it works.
No,
you know?
it's funny because I don't know, like maybe you experienced it or not, but I think growing up in like in a Latino Hispanic household, boundaries are they're not set. You don't set boundaries as a kid or as an adult. It's kind of
No.
like,
Don't do that. Bah!
yeah.
Okay.
Or like your mom's all up in your mix of everything in your life. Your parents, your
Hispanic
family.
panic.
You were talking about that, yeah.
Yes.
Hispanic panic.
My mom and my dad, but mainly my mom, is very Hispanic panic to this day. Love my mom, but sometimes just like, okay, mom, like, relax. But it's for, they love us, right?
Nah.
So.
Yeah, I guess.
You grew up with other siblings, or it was just?
Yeah, so I'm the baby. If you can tell. So I.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah. So I have an older sister. With my parents, my parents have been married for like 45 years now, but my dad was previously married and got divorced, but he had 2 other children, so they are in their late 40s now. So I don't ask me because I don't remember their age, but yeah, I have an older sister and an older brother, and then with my mom and dad, it's an older sister, and she's gonna be 39 this year. So, and I'll be 32 in
Nice.
August.
Nice. So you mentioned that that you kind of come from a mixed family, right? Your dad is Mexican Italian, and your mom is Peruvian. What was the culture like for you guys? Because I know even though they're somewhat similar, they're very different as well.
Yeah, I would definitely say that I feel like I more in tune with the Mexican side and not the Peruvian side. My mom, they're all both bilingual. Unfortunately, I didn't pick it up because at the time when I was a kid, I thought that Spanish was lame and growing up, being dumb, and but I would think that being in a sense in a Hispanic household, I do believe that my Mexican side was predominant throughout my childhood growing up. Being Peruvian, I wish I knew more. There's only like little sprinkles here and there. I think I only met I would say less than 10 Peruvians in my life, and I hope to meet more. Hope to go to Peru too one day. So
That would be
I
nice.
would like to know more about my culture.
100%. One of my employees is Peruvian. And,
Really?
and like you said, it's rare to find other Peruvian people, but
Yeah.
I've met a couple this year alone, like 3 or 4. And it's funny because when they start talking about Peru and then the culture and their delicacies and things like that, it's like it throws you for a loop.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
how a lot of things are very similar, but then like delicacies, I think it's they told me I have to try it, and I am gonna try it. We tried.
Talking
we
about
tri-
guinea pig?
Yeah, guinea pig.
Yeah, my mom said it tastes like chicken.
Did it taste
Everything
better
tastes
than
like
chicken?
Everything tastes
Really?
like chicken.
We had frog legs for the first time yesterday, and it
Yesterday.
tasted like chicken.
Oh my god!
Yes.
How was that?
I mean, for me, it's not good.
It wasn't good for me either.
It's
I never tried it, so I want to know.
imagine bland chicken with a lot of
Like
bone.
not seasoned. Like
No.
Yeah, no, like not dry. I don't know.
Oh,
Like
I put
turkey?
sauce.
Kind of like turkey. Yeah.
Okay.
No, to me it was distinct.
No.
No.
Don't
It,
do that.
it tasted like chicken at first,
Uh-huh.
but then have you ever had lamb?
I have. I don't
hate
care
lamb.
for it.
It's it's gamey though, right?
Yeah.
It's like it has a distinct flavor.
Mhm.
When I got into the actual meat, because the crunchy outside with the sauce, it just tastes like chicken.
It's like whatever.
But the inside, when I tasted the meat, it tastes a little gamey. It gave me that vibe, and I was like,
Yeah, you threw it
I
away.
was like, tula.
Well, I don't think I don't think frog is very gamey. I think that's more swampy.
Well, I don't know. It gave me that vibe. It was like,
Okay.
I was like I won't eat it again.
Palomo sotao.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's everyone's favorite. Ceviche.
Oh
Ceviche,
hell
yeah.
yeah! Have you had Peruvian ceviche?
I have tasted Peruvian. I think it's better than the Mexican.
Really?
Really?
Oh, wolf.
Really?
Really, I think I don't know. Maybe because I was being biased, but honestly,
What makes it different, or what makes it better?
it's Peruvian.
Wow. But they don't make it the same, huh?
No, I think it's just like the way they marinate the fish. Like it's
Mhm.
somehow the taste of the like lemon and
lime?
lime. I don't know what they do. It's the way they prepare it and overnight, or maybe a couple days. I think that's what gives it the more of the
Gotcha.
rich flavor.
It is really good. The only thing I don't like is when they put like what is it like? Not peanuts, but they put.
Oh,
not
cornets.
like cornet style, yeah, whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
Cornets?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not. They're not cornets
Cornets,
like.
It's similar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
like
but
the
like
little-
not the Cool Ranch cornets, not
Yeah.
the spicy ones, like the actual things. Yeah,
But why would you put cornets on ceviche when you got the tostada?
for the texture, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh.
I actually
But-
liked it, but
Yeah, there's also tigre de leche. It's
I've heard about that one. I haven't tried it.
It's
you
okay.
guys
I didn't
have
like it.
more like Peruvian styles than I have. I need. See, I need
There's a
you're putting me
Peruvian
on.
restaurant right here, not
Let's
too
go.
far.
But there's only a certain way to prepare that, right?
I don't know, to be honest. I've
'Cause
never.
I saw it on. I think I saw it on Mark Wiens. You know, he likes to travel and
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I need to
honestly,
try
I don't
that
know.
for sure.
yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, the delicacies are good. So you grew up in San Gabriel. You know, you got into media before college. We'll get to your college years. But is that something you wanted to do, like growing up, or what opened your eyes to that, or what was it that you were interested in?
Growing up, I remember as like a kid, I wanted to be like a veterinarian because I loved animals. But then I used to watch like the TLC or Animal Channel or something like that, and they were like, you had to put like the animals down, and I was like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, they get sick, and I'm like, they have to die, and like, I don't want that. I don't want to do that. So later on, I didn't know what to do until I would say like I think what introduced it was like going to concerts and going and winning tickets on the radio. Excuse me, and that's what sparked my interest in entertainment. And ever since then, I just like, oh my god, like I want to be on air. I want to just be, you know, just be talking to people all the time and just having that like aura. But late as I got older, I just learned that it was just being in radio was not my vibe, and thankful for my experiences, but also just I just kind of just plopped into, you know, basically being in entertainment. So it was actually pretty surprising because like where I'm from, no one really like leans into that space. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
She says something interesting.
What?
One concert tickets.
Oh, that's,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
one like concert
I
tickets.
won. I
Yeah,
won
like,
so
the way
many.
Ness.
How? I thought it was fake. Honestly, for a
No.
while, I was always on the phone. Bam, bam. I would try different things. I would try
No,
different
it's
things.
absolutely real.
Okay.
I won so many concert tickets, premieres. My favorite, and I took my family to Disneyland when so like my favorite ones were like even like movie premieres. Those were fun. Like so at the time, flip phones were, you know,
Yeah.
it's still aesthetically cool. So my mom, my dad, and my sister and myself had a flip phone. So, you know, I would listen to Kiss FM and also like Power. And if I wanted like to win tickets, I would obviously tune in. I was a kid. I didn't have like work or anything, just homework and listening. So I would lay out all the flip phones on like the ground. And then it would be like, be caller number, whatever. And then I was like, oh, so I used to literally grab like phones, but here and now, I'm sorry, in and out, and hear like the busy tone and just like caller number 1, caller number 50, caller, and I was like, oh, and close to caller 1 or 2, and I would win tickets, and I was so fascinated of like just like being at the station and picking it up and just seeing the on-air personalities and in person. So I was like, oh my god, they're like superstars. I want to be like them. And then that's why, like, you know, it was. I think my favorite time was when I won Park Hopper Disneyland tickets for in California Adventure, but it was for the premiere of the Finding Nemo ride.
Oh, okay.
It just opened, and so they had like, of course, like the people that worked that built that, and also like people that won tickets, and so for myself. So my family got to ride that first, and that was like really fun, and we had to go into a park early. So that's why I said like my childhood was so fun, just because like I would win tickets, like go with my sister and it was just so much fun.
Did they ever say like, "Damn girl, you're here again to pick up tickets"?
You know, honestly, you know what it is? It was so funny because it would be like Melissa from San Gabriel, and at one point I know that they implemented this rule because of me. Because you could only win once every 30 days.
Oh.
And then after a while, they're like, I used to wait literally on the mark. It would be like maybe 2 days later, and I'll win again. And then they implemented like not every 60 days. So I was like, fuck.
That should trip you out. You're like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
to wait.
Like,
So I was like, okay, fine. If it's not Kiss FM, now I'll go to Power. And then I'll switch back and forth. And it was a great time. And also, I think during that time, it was also some like MySpace days when it started to come out. And it was the digital cameras, going to concerts and you're like, wow, you're that close. And now it's for free. And, it was just like, during that time of being in the digital space and having that. So it was just growing up into that social media vibe.
she basically the digital revolution, right? That's when it exploded.
Yeah.
Honestly,
And you were right in the middle of it.
that's how I met Far East Movement. And that's how like I started to hang out with them and promote their music through my MySpace. And then that's how like, also that's why I loved music and also just entertainment itself. And I found out, because I met them during a UCLA concert, but I loved them because they were Asian. So I was like, oh my God, this is so much fun. I love their music. And I was like their social media manager for like their MySpace and Facebook. And
Did you do the little
The song in the
the
background?
song in the background? And did you do code?
Yeah,
MySpace was dope. Remember you
honestly,
had
that's like literally the blueprint when I was at NBC. Everything that I did at like as a kid in MySpace, I implemented that in NBC, where I did use like coding and stuff. And like, cause when I was at NBC, I was a campaign manager. So basically, any like the ads that you would see on the apps are also the annoying, on the websites. You see those annoying ads that you see and you click out. And I was like, sorry guys,
That's you.
that was me. You had to be annoying and click out of it. So, but it does take like coding and stuff, and you have to be knowledgeable of like what is, and like there's so many things. And I was like, I shout out to like MySpace because it helped me get into where I was at then.
You know what's crazy? That people that are younger, probably than I'm gonna say 28, that listen to us, or
They don't know
27,
what MySpace is?
they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is MySpace?"
It's still around. You know that, right?
It is
still
around, but it's
around.
not the way we know.
But it's not the aesthetic.
It's for music, right?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
for music and promoting it. It's
Okay.
like Threads or Twitter now, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't logged on.
Yeah, I mean,
I think the best one is like having all the notifications on one side, the photo notifications in the comments, and it was such a great time. Can we go back?
I wonder why no other platform has like taken some of those ideas from that.
What's up?
Why haven't any other platforms taken ideas from
Facebook
that?
has.
Well, yeah, but like it's kind of the same layout of Facebook, but they don't have like you can customize it, your background, like
I think they just want to have like more of like what's appealing to like what's trending now.
The majority, yeah.
Than like having like the retro vibe, because they
Well,
want to always.
but I mean it gives it individualism to every page and every person. You could kind of customize it to your individual
But
aesthetics.
I think it's because that takes time. So to code, like maybe you're faster than like me, but if I wanted to add something, it would take me like 2 days
Hey,
to
but,
just
but
change the color. Fool,
but
you know what I'm saying?
the longer you're on their website, the better it is for them. So the more
No, because they want engagement.
that's why. So
But you're typing and
true.
you're not engaging. You're doing it for
You know
yourself.
what I would like? I would like to have Instagram have music, add music every day. Like how they have stories.
Yeah.
Hey, when you go to your page, just have a song.
Yeah.
That customizes to you.
Come on, Meta. Come on.
Yeah, they need to
let's
step it up.
go.
I'm sure they have that.
Even
but
Verizon had ringback tones, dog. Come on.
I love ringback tones.
too,
Can
let's go.
we just go back to the era where it was just
Right.
simple? It was just such a cute and just like it was what a time.
It was, but it was funny because like I'm a huge R&B fan, right?
Mhm.
So
What's your favorite artist?
oh man,
Who's your favorite artist?
I love a bunch. Boys to Men, John B,
I'm gonna say
Brian
112 for me.
McKnight, 112.
112.
So Jagged Edge. Like there's so many artists back in the day that the music was dope.
Usher.
Oh yeah, Usher's one of my favorites. Yeah,
Mhm,
Usher's one of my favorites. So it's like it's funny because I always had I had Neo. I think I had on that.
I
Neo
love
had just come
Neo.
out,
Mhm.
and these guys
I'm
would make
so
fun of me.
sick of love. songs.
I was gonna say, like, why you mad?
So I would have like R&B songs, and they'll be like, "Who? Like, why
No,
you,
no. We used to make fun of them because we'd call and this wouldn't answer and be like, "What the
Please,
fuck?"
please enjoy this week."
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
god,
like,
I forgot.
You gay, fool. Back in the day. Fool, why you fucking? And
Oh
then
my
you would call
God.
me and I would have like some like some 50 Cent or some Chicano rap, because I used to listen to Chicano rap. Some like Kid Frost, remember?
Kid Frost. Es que soy un perro.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were good times.
I
Like,
love that. Can we go back?
I know, right? Like, I think they still do it, don't they?
What?
Like ringback tones, I think so.
I don't know, dog.
You know what I'm gonna do? Like on my business calls, I'm gonna please hold, and I'm just gonna put like R&B songs in. Bring it back.
If you can, then you should do it.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Why not? Let's bring that.
Or you
trend
could be the
back.
only one that does it, but
Yeah. But I do want to say something though before we move on.
Sure.
I need a favor from you.
What do you need?
I need you to call in to win some Super Bowl tickets for me this year.
Call win?
Yeah, call
just
to
do
win.
what she does. She'll get a bunch of phones.
Ooh, do they have like contests like that?
They do. They have a lot.
Wow.
Super Bowl tickets.
You know, when I was younger, when I was winning a lot of tickets, they were like, "Oh, take her to Vegas." Like they would be like, "She's like really good luck," and a lot of people. That's actually a theme because people think that it's luck, and I was like, I somehow remember I was telling you too. I was like, I feel,
Yeah.
like energy. I feel it all the time and with people and itself. But at the time, I was like, I feel like I'm gonna win today.
Okay.
I was like, I felt that. I was like, I'm gonna win today, so I would call, and then I was like, but I need to feel it, and then it's kind of weird.
You know what? I'm gonna ask then. So since you feel these vibes, what kind of vibes you get from Sisko and Mike?
You guys are lame. No, you guys, no.
Leave
Honestly,
I'm like, fuck.
notice how she looked that way.
no, honestly, when the first time meeting you guys or seeing you guys, it's like, okay, they're so like open, and I felt you were very vulnerable, and you're just like you're more an observant person, and you just like.
What made you say I was more vulnerable? If I didn't really talk at the beginning.
Vulnerable is like well, just like how we were speaking before this, but you're open. But I feel like you were just listening in and seeing what I gotta say. Meanwhile, like you also wanted to engage too, so which is great. Overall, to say, I just love how you guys were genuine and just like positive vibes ever since. So
Cool.
And then also that's why I was like, can we like get together somehow, because like I need to feel like I see it online. However, I need to know if it's like cool or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's funny you say that because I was like that because I usually am like that. Like I'm more logical. And I don't know if it's because of my work or maybe it just happens that it works out for me because of my work with that I'm that way. But I do like to be observant and kind of like you said, I like to kind of feel people's energy.
Mm-hmm.
I have been told also that sometimes I just happen to be too open and too talkative sometimes. So I'm trying to be like,
No,
take a
that's
step back.
nothing wrong with that.
No, I know, but you're too trusting, I guess you can say. So that's
I have
something
that
that
issue too. So that's why I had to feel out vibes because I'm a very trusting person. I give my word too. So it's like, if it's not reciprocated, then it's like, what's going on here? And then I get anxious. I'm like, so. But well, you asked about how did I think about you guys? What did you guys think about me? Because it's the first time meeting yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, how is that different from what you've seen online?
Okay.
Nothing. I think you carry the same energy. And actually, that was going to be one of my questions later on.
Okay.
Because you came on and you were straight to the point. Whatever you guys want to ask or want to know, boom, feel free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an open book. I can tell you whatever you guys want. And it was like, it felt reassuring, because for us, it's like, it was a little intimidating going to the NFL headquarters and
Especially all that security and shit.
yeah, the security first
Who
of all,
are you?
first of all, tripping
I
us
was
out
like,
from the
fuck.
beginning at the gate.
Oh, really? Yeah, they're kind of like standoffish vibes, but they're
No,
nice
they were
people.
super nice, but they were just messing with us. They were like, "We need ID, we need passports," and we're like, "What?"
I'm like, what the
They're like, shit, I didn't bring it.
Then they started talking smack to me because of my hat, my Niner hat. So
Mm.
the whole thing, and then we got lost. We went to the wrong entrance, and they called us. They're like,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Yeah, it was that tripped me out. I was like, oh shit.
we did something wrong."
Remember, I was a bad boy growing up, so I was like,
I already used to. Pretty like,
I was like,
done.
fuck.
No, yeah, but you had really good energy. You're very,
Thank you so
also
much.
you're very positive. So that was good. Actually, I have a question that I'm gonna ask later, but
Okay.
but yeah, I'll save it for then. What about you, Mike? What did you?
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you made me feel welcome. To be honest with you, even right now, what got to me is when you first cussed. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, cool. She's cool. It's not like I felt like
You were
we had
being
already
yourself,
known
genuine.
each other. Well, I felt like we had already known each other,
Yeah.
and we were just chilling with the
Yeah.
homies.
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
We are homies.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like, remember,
Yeah,
this is the first time meeting you,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm just like, okay, just chill.
I curse.
It's not a bad thing, 'cause I curse a lot,
I curse
too.
sometimes. I curse a lot when I'm like, I'm passionate about something.
Mhm.
But yeah, like I I'm not gonna have like let's say I do that at work too. Like I curse and like doing, being yourself. I think at all times and not having like be cutesy all the time is kind of, and it's not my vibe. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for that. I actually love that feedback because
Yeah.
I feel like it's always like I always like to be surrounded by like positive energy, and I think it matters and it helps me grow. I hope you guys grow too.
No, 100%. And it honestly, I just wish that when I was younger, that's what I would think of. You know, when we're young, we don't care about the people around us or the positivity. We're just looking for the fun, the excitement, and we start, getting
Yeah.
habits and
Mm-hmm.
hanging with the wrong crowd. So I mean, it's pretty interesting that you have that mindset, and seems like you've had it for a while, or maybe I don't know if it's because of your career
Yeah.
that's kind of shaped it, but I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
dope to see.
Mm-hmm. No, I would definitely say it has. I've trusted people, and it's not in a sense of being jaded, but it just makes me understand like how to move and like who to like say what to who and who to trust basically. And then also like you said, like I'm a very trusting person. I will have that vulnerability at all times until I feel like okay, something's off here, and I would say it. But definitely throughout my career, and also like last year too, I was still going through like a hurdle through like my career, and it was something that shook me too. That I'm like, damn, I'm not where I'm at, what I want to be, excuse me, and I feel like, damn, I need to work on myself like that. So it's always an ongoing thing, and personality, and I definitely would say that having a genuine and actually genuine, not just a word, but an actual genuine personality helps you propel to be in another, let's say, room, or let's just say in general, right?
Yeah.
But in your career, it's like it's always good to be nice to people, whether or not it's like how my mom would tell me, like be nice to the custodians or whoever, and like director or VPs, like they're like people, they're the same. So unless they're being fucking weird, then yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So, but I do believe that's why I shape my personality based on how my experiences throughout my career and also personal wise.
Yeah.
That's interesting. There's this misconception. I don't know if it's true. There's a stereotype that people in media are very fake a lot of times, or they put up fronts. Like, have you always been that way, or have you learned to kind of just say, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna be myself no matter what"? Like in the beginning, because you started off with an internship, right?
I
So
was an intern at Power.
did you come in like being authentic yourself, or did you come in trying to imitate and maybe be a chameleon and learn from people, or
Actually, that was a good one. I started um, back. It was 2012. I started internship at Power106, and it was like my sophomore year in college. And again, I grew up in a town where it was pretty much innocent vibes. So jumping from that to there, I would say I grew up really fast as far as like getting to know people, but I didn't know. To me, I thought it was like being myself and also being out loud and stuff. To them, I was timid and I was quiet. I did not know that. I heard that from a couple of people, and I was like, really? I thought I was like talkative, and I didn't know that. But I guess because I was so intimidated, how they are very, um, let's say this one incident that it really shook me my second day. It was so scary. I was, it was my first job basically, and there was this one man that came into the room, and I introduced myself, and he was like, "Why the fuck you smiling for?" And I was like, "My first day, hi," and like I was so scared,
Yeah.
right off
and
the bat they did that?
yeah, "Why the fuck you smiling for?" And then I was like, mm-hmm. And then now that I said, I didn't know how to say it. Like I was just like it took me by surprise because I was new, I was an intern, that vibe, and I was just so nervous. But having to be a chameleon, um, I felt that I didn't want to be like that because I didn't want to be mean. I feel like that personality is mean, and that's not me. So I kind of just basically stuck to being just always nice and just saying hey to people. And I got to have more, as my brother would say, hair on my chest, and more just like outspoken. That I was able to start picking up like answer backs and just defending myself. Again, like I resonate with my cat. So it's like that's like kind of my username. So a lot of people call me Kitty or Meow, and they would see me as like an innocent person, like not rough edged
Yeah.
in that sense. And I felt that I was like, well, I don't want to be taken advantage of either. So I started stepping up and putting like that more confidence. And I think you spoke about that. Oh, I think you. When did you have your confidence? And I think that's when it started to come about, and just being knowing myself. And also I knew I was different, and I knew that like being in that mindset of being mean or trying to act cool, or not say hi and acknowledge when someone's passing by in the hallway, and that kind of annoying, don't get me started with that. But um I just knew that I was like, okay, well, if I keep acting this way, then where am I gonna go? So I'm thankful for my experience there. Great people, to the people that I still keep in touch with. Other people, not we
Yeah.
don't talk, but I wish them well. So, but overall, I do believe that being yourself at in any company is, or anywhere, it's important just to be grounded and understand who you are versus trying to fit in. If you want to act like them, then it's kind of stupid.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's crazy because you were saying that you went from what you knew in this little city that you grew up in,
Hmm.
and for the most part it was a nice place to be in.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure there was popularity. In high school, everybody goes to that. There's the popular kids, the bad
Yeah.
kids. There's the people that play basketball. There's the people that
Hmm.
are in band, and we think that it just happens there.
Hmm.
But when you get to, especially in the type of environment that you went into,
Hmm.
I mean, you went into an adult
Yeah.
similar to that, an
Yes.
adult oriented scenario
Yeah.
or environment where it's the same rules.
Yeah.
And I mean, we see it now because in social media, I mean, we're talking about back then,
Yeah.
before it was exposed. We all know that the world, that's the way the world operates. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Have,
Even
have you
even in
ever?
politics.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Have you ever noticed everything is high school?
Yes.
Job workplaces. You see the
Workplaces.
same dramas. You see,
It's
you
even
see
worse to adults.
Yeah.
what's funny, and it's not, because I'm not gonna. I still have people, friends there. I'm not gonna knock on them. Um, I would, I say where my first internship was at. I say it was high school for me, because of the popularity, and it's still that little bubble there.
Mhm.
And people, and to each their own. And that's actually my always like thing. I'm not going to judge people and where they're at, but I do believe that that is in still high school, and that was like a stepping stone for me to like move forward. So that same mentality, like I'm cool and you're not, and that I feel like, unfortunately, that's how it is in radio, but in particular in that station. But you, I myself, and also I'm sure other people have learned to, um, I like raw learn of what the real world is like,
Mhm.
because like I was just telling Cisco that I did not join any clubs at college or join a sorority. That being hanging out with them during like concerts or events, that was like my sorority. And I didn't drink then. Like when I was 20, I started to drink and then I go party. So that was like my whole woo, like what is this? My adult life, like where have I been? What is a club? Like it was just like a whole thing that um I'm just very thankful to have that experience, the negative and positive from it.
Did you ever feel it was going to overtake you? Because I mean,
Yes.
your party scene was not our party scene. It wasn't like a bunch of 16-year
Yeah.
olds. Like
No.
yours was.
Mhm.
You were hanging out with, like you said, radio personalities,
Mhm.
artists.
Mhm.
actors, athletes, and things like that. Did you ever feel like
Yes,
it was kind of overtaking you?
it did. It did. That's where, honestly, that's where like the heavy drinking came in. Surely I was 21 who hasn't been drinking like that.
Yeah.
But like it was like a almost everyday thing, and I just, I gotta support my boy, like he's DJing over here, and so you do get lost in it, and it's very scary because sometimes like you don't realize it, and my grades were fucking up, and it thankfully I graduated, but it was just that time where I had to learn personal experiences, and also like also coming into dating and coming into like figuring myself out. Um, so it was just I wouldn't say dark time, but it was definitely something that I knew that I needed to get out of. Somehow I needed to
What
like
What
leave.
made you realize that? What was there something that happened?
Yeah, I made a mistake of like seeing someone on the radio station, and that's where it just didn't go work out, and um, it was a situation where I felt like it was a cut of like friends, because like that person said like basically don't fuck with me, like don't talk to her, blah blah blah, which is crazy because I recently reconnected with one of someone that I haven't seen like in 10 years, and that was like what, like maybe 3 weeks ago, about a month ago, and during that time I was basically cut off from people that I felt that were my colleagues and my good friends. And that's where I'm like, whoa, this is actually really bad for me. I need to like not hang out with these people anymore. I was forced not hanging out, but also realizing that they were actually not good for me at that time. I still keep in touch with some friends too from that time where we disconnected, but we reconnected. Actually, and also like last year, it was actually this year, no, forgot. I think it's this year that I went to a panel, and I acknowledged someone that at the time was like good friends with the person I was seeing, and they still are. And I told her like, hey, like I I, I appreciate you. I also admire you. You came a long way. I really wish that I was able to see you, talk to you throughout the years. But I'm glad that we reconnected now, and we're in a different space, and like um, we're older now. And she was like, "Oh, girl, that was a long time ago, and you were like so young. Like, I wish I could have just said fuck it, but like I had to stick with my friend, And that time, it was like, um, it was all I felt like if you don't if you don't talk to somebody within the group, then you're basically like blacklisted, and just like, yeah, don't fuck with them. And they stick to that. I don't know if it's still like that to this day, but it's just something that I felt that I needed to like, okay, like I don't associate with that. That's not my heart. And I do believe in like forgiveness. I do believe in like accountability and vulnerability. So I just felt that there were, yeah. Oh, I saw like little brain cells. Like, oh my god,
Well,
this
I know
question.
his question is gonna be different than mine. But I have a question.
Sure.
All right. So you said you just reconnected with this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
This person obviously 10 years ago, however long that was
Mm-hmm.
when this happened, they chose a person, and they still stayed friends with that person.
Mm-hmm.
Why reconnect?
I'm older, and I felt, and I respect them as like as an individual, but also the what they do as in a career.
Profession.
Yeah. Uh huh. And
Okay.
I I will tip my hat to one, like that acknowledgement.
So
And
professionally, you respect them.
yes. And as well, we don't hang out, we don't go out, but to acknowledge someone in the room, and this is me in general. I will acknowledge someone in the room, whether or not like we're not in good terms or whatever. I'll say, hey, good shit, or like this is like, or I'll just go up to a person. But again, it depends on who it is, and
Mhm.
because like not gonna do that vibe. But I feel that, excuse me, that um, and the reason why I reconnected, because I feel the moment in time, we reconnected first on Instagram again, so I wanted to break that barrier. I'm like,
Gotcha.
so it was like, hey, like what's going on
And I'm
here.
not judging you. I'm not
No.
asking for that reason because you're right. Shit happens. You know, I've recently reconnected with a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
You know, we all go through life and we go through certain shit in our life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize you're like, what the fuck? Like, maybe you, what I appreciate about you right now, what you said is, you have the courage to say, you know what? Whether they were bad or good, I can acknowledge. Now, if
Mm-hmm.
they do it back, good. And if
Mm-hmm.
they don't, at least you were who
Yeah.
you wanted to be. So it's
Exactly.
cool. You know what I mean? It's like, oh
Mm-hmm.
shit. Like,
It's a here's the thing. It's a beautiful thing because, like she said, you're not the same person you were, right?
of course.
You don't know if the other person is or not.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
But once you reconnect and you break that ice, it's like, oh, you're still the same. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like I get it.
And then
Like-
you just move accordingly. You know?
Exactly, exactly.
Mhm.
And then the other thing to it is maybe that reconnection and that validation of saying, oh, you've changed too. Cool. It's kind of like healing for me. Like,
I didn't
cool.
see it that way.
You know what I mean?
It was very healing, that experience, and actually it just made me feel good. And she also said, like, I'm so glad that we're able to squash this. Just shit happens, and I'm even, like, let's say for instance overall, like either relationships or like in general, like if I fucked up, I'll say it, and I'll acknowledge it and say, hey, what can I do? What is something to fix it, or something to, I was like, acknowledge that I hurt you or something like that, and I'll hold that, and also sit with it too. Maybe I'll say, shit, what did I do?
Yeah.
I think that's honest, and that's like, it translates to my profession too, because I love to be transparent, especially if I fucked up at work. And like my earliest time, like I would hide it. I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna get in trouble, and I'm gonna ask questions. And I was like, no, say it now, or else it's gonna be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get in
It gets
trouble now or
worse.
get in trouble
Yeah, in
later.
trouble, like literally, like the VP and stuff will hound you and like why and pull you in for a meeting. I'm like, fuck. So ever since then, like my earliest career, because I heard that happened. I'm like, fuck. So ever since then, to be transparent, to ask questions, but also just to be honest. Hey, I know, like, let's say for like work, I was saying, hey, I'm actually stuck on this. I know X, Y, and Z, but I still need help. Or can you explain something? Just have more of like um a run through again, just to have some. But always just to be humble, to still learn, and not saying I know it all, because
Yeah.
you don't know it all.
Yeah, because you don't know it all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you talked about some of the experiences you had that were negative. Like, I'm assuming there was a lot of positive
Yeah.
experiences and a lot of positive and uplifting people too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've heard some people on the radio, are very uplifting, and they take people in and they kind of like mentor them and
Yes.
things like that. So,
I have one colleague, and he's known me since I was 19. He met my first like serious boyfriend of like 4 years at the time, and we still connect now, and I hold him to my dear heart, because it's like we've always have seen each other, and our ability to be open to see not only the bullshit, but also just be open with people. And how he moves is the same way I move. I always say, like, we should have a show together. I think we'll kill it. But I didn't move in that direction, and
Yeah.
radios are, but I do have a lot of mentors like him that I look up to, and I always acknowledge, because and I think that the idea for today is acknowledgement. That a lot of people don't do that because they feel like they're too cool,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, oh well, like I did this and did that. I'm like, okay, dude, like that's good for you, but I mean, like, the real question is, like, how much you get paid though? Did you actually get paid, or is it just for like a camera thing? So like,
Yeah.
you gotta recognize that, like, surely your hair like popping here and there, but the respect comes from the hard work and not just for clout.
yeah, and the
Yeah.
behind the scenes, the things that
Mhm.
people don't see in front of the camera.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's the hard part initially. Like, even for me, when I started like business, it was hard for me to find that place where it was like I can be myself, because it is a corporate world, and I'm dealing with like professional people, VPs of multi-billion-dollar companies, and engineers, and people that come off that way. But then you also meet people that are very humble and down to earth, and I've had that experience where some are like just dicks. They're straight up dicks and
Yeah.
assholes,
Yeah.
and then I've had people two of my mentors that they're actually my clients. They're the ones that taught me a lot, and they took me in, and then they start, even till this day, they give me advice and tell me about
That.
my company and things that I should do and
Mm-hmm.
where I'm at and where I've been, and just reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the fine line. Like, do you want, when you start, before you meet these people, you're like, okay, should I start being an asshole too? Because is this what success is?
Mm-hmm.
Is this how I become successful? Because you know what they say in the corporate world, right? You have to, what is it, dog eat dog, or you got to be a shark
Yeah.
and things like that.
I had and I had two colleagues from NBC say this similar, that it's true to this day. Like and they only hire people that are good people, and what that means is like, um, one of my manager from the Olympics, she's like, we don't hire people that have ego. Like if you have an ego, then basically you're. She's like, in other words, get out the door. But I was like, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You being that way, it doesn't work out.
Okay.
So if you ever notice someone being a fucking dick or being a bitch about it, and you see where they are, I was like, that's why. That's why they're still there, and that's why they're never gonna be meeting like cool people or mentors or like that, or having spaces where you can, like, let's say for here in this lovely podcast. I feel that it does matter to be nice and actually nice, and not just be fake nice. So because there's a lot of bullshit like that.
You just answered my next question. I was gonna say, if you see more success from people that are dicks and, like, people that are more political than someone that's genuine, but you just answered that.
You know what? I'm gonna say something to that. I'm gonna add, because to that question and to what she said, I think that there could be dicks and bitches and assholes that make it to the top, and they're gonna make it to the top, but
Yeah.
for certain reasons.
Yeah.
They might come from a lineage, where they were like, it was given to them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they knew their shit at one point and they got
they
there.
had to be like good at their job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you're right. It takes the person that doesn't get there that way, the person that people, you could tell who got there the correct way because of the people around them.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Because, and I'm only saying this because of my military experience. In the Marine Corps, you become a leader when you're always a leader, right? You're supposed to start from the bottom, but you got rank systems, right? The first three ranks, private to lance corporal, you're like they're the worker bees. When you hit the corporal rank, you hit your first spot of leadership. You get a taste of it. You're in charge of Marines now. Then you become a sergeant, and then you become a staff NCO. That's kind of like actual leadership. And we would have, a lot of times we would talk. We had staff NCOs leadership, where Marines would be like, "I staff sergeant," and they wouldn't really listen. They wouldn't really do nothing. And then you had a lance corporal, 3 ranks below him. Fucking these guys would do anything for him, and it was because of that.
Yeah.
It was because you have to be personal.
The respect
The
you earned along the
respect.
way.
Your camaraderie, like the leadership skills that you actually need. So by the time they got to a higher rank, you got motherfuckers that were willing to take a grenade for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. I think. Well, I noticed that when I got out, it's the same thing. You could be in a job where the VP is a dickhead, and everybody's just gonna say yes, yes, because he has that position. That doesn't mean they respect him, and that doesn't mean that they really truly agree with that, with what he's asking. You see what I'm saying?
Totally.
Now imagine that in the media side, because egos are like VPs and president of companies. They're behind the scenes, right? You rarely see them at their companies. You see them in the office, maybe their conference calls or whatever it is, right? So imagine in the media where these are people that you see every day, personalities, egos develop. For example, like I know someone that when we were doing the tour, they I work with them and we start building this podcast, and they just say that they're gonna drop you and that they're holding you back.
Damn, tell the inside joke thing.
Wow. You still remember that shit?
Of course.
Damn,
I couldn't.
it was an inside joke that
I was
happened
telling her
during the
before,
tour.
Right.
I didn't sleep, man.
Really?
Nah, I'm just kidding. I
That was a joke.
The thing about that is, some of them are hard to talk to, like the VPs and the directors and stuff. But there's the other side where they're actually the coolest people in the entire planet. Like I hold like two people in, when I worked in Olympics, the highest regard. Not only um, they were not only nice but welcoming, and they joked around, but they were so knowledgeable, and they were so like um, I I looked up to them. I was like, whoa, I want to be like them. Like they were so like any other person. They didn't I didn't feel like they were like a director or a VP. Like I didn't feel that like a division. It felt like they were just it was just you and I. And I was like, man, I love that. And I hope to like myself to continue on with that vibe
Hmm.
with corporate world, which is why like myself, like I love to give back, which is why I you guys visited the office. I love to have the opportunity for people to be in the same where I can be at, and just to extend not only because we're people of color, but also the fact that I feel that it's always good to show people that not to being feeling inspired or feeling like not just because of socials, right, but feeling that like these this can happen or you know and various reasonings, right. But I always like to have like if my thing is like if I could I would, and that goes with anything. That's if I could do this, and if I can give like that reference, if I can help out a friend, I'll do it. And if I can't, then I say I can. But for the most part, I love that level of everyone is like can be have access to that, which
Nice.
is hmm
It's one of the reasons. Well, we've talked about this on the. We have this podcast, and we want to bring guests on, is because we want them to share their life
hmm
experiences and also like their professions, whatever it may be. You
hmm
know,
hmm
and just like you said, you kind of what you do. We got to give you a lot of props because
thank
you're
you.
like you said, you're taking your time, your personal time to show people around, give people tours, the behind the scenes.
hmm
We had no idea being at the headquarters, all the things, seeing the newsroom,
Yeah.
seeing the different, the green room, the different studios, you showing us what you did at other networks and things like that. It's like a lot of people don't know the behind the scenes and all the work it takes
Yeah.
to do a production, to do a show. And right now you're working on the production side, but
hmm
you've done a lot of other things too on the
Yeah.
media side.
hmm
Can you talk about that a little bit? Because you've done the Olympics,
Sure.
you've worked for
Yeah.
NBC.
Yeah. Thank you, and thank you so much for that. Yeah, I've started in radio, and then I went into like TV side, which is like NBC, and then the digital space, which is like I explained to you guys, it was like um, mainly the apps and stuff, and getting into that space. But um, I was primarily in the ad sales space, advertising, and that alone was very hard just because it had to deal with numbers and stuff like that. So I pretty much every role I went to, I had to like learn, and it was like cumulative learning experience, just because like each role was different, but it was the same at the same time. Let's say the soft skills as like writing emails and like all that like organization and stuff like that, but also just to have that knowledge from the previous thing, which is I love for myself, because I never had reference to any other jobs, which is nothing wrong to have references at any job. Like let's say, oh, can I use your name, and or have someone pull you in. That's totally fine. But I worked really hard to get into these networks and these places by myself. Like let's say NFL, I didn't know anybody at NFL, or I didn't know anybody at NBC. I just kept coming and applying. Then I give up, and I also went, well, I would tell people to do your homework as far as to go on LinkedIn and find out who the hiring managers are, who's the talent acquisition, the direct message them. Sometimes you get ignored and sometimes you don't. And sometimes you get an answer back. And that doing your due diligence to get in somehow does go a long way. The initiative. I also just a lot of people will get nervous about like direct messaging like the VPs or something that I've like surpassed like feel like my nervousness, and I would email them, or they were like I had like one of person say like, wow, you took the time, but then also um the acknowledgement that you want this job? And I was like, yeah, but I think he was like kind of surprised that I reached out to him and not just anyone else. Because to be honest, couldn't find any for that particular role that I wanted. I couldn't find anyone else but him. And I was like, should I send this? All right, I'm gonna send it. And I think that's also a takeaway, just to do it. Like, let's say if you're scared or something, like, or like, oh my God, what are the person gonna say? Normally, I would say, fuck it, just send it.
Yeah.
It's what you got to lose, you know.
Yeah.
So like but getting to where the tour is at, the reason why I'm doing it as well, being networks, or let's say for any radio station I've been, no visitors were allowed, and still they're not allowed. Either it's a visitor, it's a client, or meetings, and then top, upper management. So to them to have clearance to get them in. So when I found out about NFL, they do this all the time with all employees can do it, and I was like, whoa, like I know, like I'm excited to be here, but also I know like friends and family want to see this too. So I was like, if I could, I would have that same space for people. Because one, I don't gatekeep. I don't like doing that. Also, I don't like thinking that like, oh, I could just, well, basically gatekeep. I don't like to feel like I'm the only one that could have it.
Yeah.
Anyone can have it. I was like, I grew up, and I don't need that, like where I need to be the only one. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Gatekeeping is a big thing, huh? like, have you seen everything that's going on? Like, just when people don't want to share, like, I mean, for example, I don't know if you've seen I forgot where I saw it, like the whole Carol G thing with her perfume.
Oh yeah, she didn't want to share it,
Yeah,
right?
she puts like a what is it, like a handkerchief with coffee beans in it. You know how coffee beans clears the scent, right? So she puts it on top of her perfume, so nobody knows what type of perfume it is. Like that's the big one going around right now,
Really?
like that she's gatekeeping things like that. But I mean, we've seen this forever, you know. We see it in like in minor things, just like in regular workplaces, like just people, like with experience, not trying to show other people how to do things or.
Yeah, I had like coworkers and people like try to like fuck me over because like, oh, like and that experience where they just don't tell you something and you have to find out the hard way. Then they're done now. I was like, okay, duly noted, not to trust that person. But also like I had people that like would give you the whole like manual book, like like do you need any questions and stuff like that. Those are the people I feel like you need to like hang out with, not the ones that like are weird like that.
Yeah, at work we used to do that. Well, I used to always tell.
You're a gatekeeper?
No, I'm not.
Liar.
Nah, hell no. See, because think about it. The reason some people do that is because they're scared. They're scared that you're gonna surpass them.
This is what I think. I was gonna just try to. I'll just say right, but it's this is what I think replacement theory really is.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
There.
So in my work, the type of work that I do, I don't mind sharing what I know.
Good.
I always tell them, look, and even because I do photography, I learned on my own.
Good.
I literally taught myself how to do photography. And when I started going out with other people that were barely learning, I'll tell them, look, what I know, you know.
Exactly.
Because maybe like what's the point of me holding information?
Yes.
If I want you to get better, because then you're going to make me better. And at the same time that I'm teaching you, I'm learning.
Exactly.
So that's one of the things I've always gone by. It's like,
I adore that.
yeah.
Yes.
Plus, at the same time, if you're the only one that knows it, guess who's gonna be bugged?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what? Fuck that.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
Sisko knows.
Here's a question. Just what you said.
What's up?
So it makes you better in what sense? Do you see it as a competition? Like he's gonna push you? They're
No.
gonna push you to be better, or they're gonna push you to learn new techniques? What is it? Just in general, I was just curious.
Because you know you always talk about perspectives.
Yeah.
What I see is not what you see.
100%. Yeah.
And when it comes to photos, I could look at that and say, for example, maybe like 3 months ago, I went to a museum, and it's Cheech and Chong. Oh, Cheech and Chong. Cheech Marin's. Well, it's Cheech.
Yeah.
Cheech has a.
Cheech Martin.
Yeah, he has a museum.
The Chicano
The
Museum.
Chicano Museum in Riverside.
Oh, nice.
And I'm very big on Chicano stuff. So I went and I took somebody with me, and my perspective of a painting was totally different than hers. Oh shit, totally different than hers. And I was like, what the fuck? How does she see? And I'm like, okay. And I got why she said that, and I was like, I respected it, and it made me appreciate that more, because now there's different meanings to it. We're both at the same spot, but it's just different meanings. It's the same thing with work. You know, I might put the lights up a certain way because that's how I know, and you might put them up a certain way, but we're both achieving the same goal. And it's like, now I know a different way to do it if I need to. So that's how you gain knowledge.
Exactly.
I'm glad you're learning from me.
That has nothing to do with you.
No, but like I've told you perspective, and you know, like I said, like in my later years in life, like I discovered, like, you know, like just the power of perspective and the beauty of life and just art too. You know, like I wish back in the day I was into music and art and did it and stuff like that, right? But now it's like I appreciate it because it brings out different emotions and, like you said, different perspectives on how you see things. And when you realize what they're seeing or the way they see something, it's like, damn, I never looked at that.
But I'll be honest, you have to want to appreciate the perspective, because it doesn't work for everything.
100%.
You could tell me this is how you see it, and I'm just gonna be like, man, you should fucking
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So it has to be something that you like. So when you tell me, like right now, you said, "Oh, you learned something from me." Sometimes I wouldn't see your perspective because, remember, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
If I'm not there, if I'm not at the same level,
the same space,
it doesn't matter. You can put up the lights the way you want. I'm gonna still tell you you're fucked up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if we both see this is the end goal and we're both in the same spot, we're gonna agree with the perspective. I'm gonna be like, "Oh shit, that's just a different way of doing
Look
it."
at him. I love this.
And you know, and the reason I asked you because you made me think about me. Like when I try to get better, why am I doing it? You know, and I don't know. Like right now, like I got a little. I don't know if it's positive or negative, but sometimes I feel like it's a competitive thing too.
With who?
Like just in general, like just, you know, like when, like right now you say when you're talking about other people and you're teaching them because it's gonna make you better, right? I do the same because I might learn something new, but at the same time, it's like, all right, if I'm teaching this and this person's up to my level, now I got to step my level up a little bit more too. So if I got complacent, it's like, no, I got to learn a new skill. I got to learn something new.
But also, I feel like I don't think it's a negative thing. I think it's positive. I think it's something that it's always like you're self-aware that you still need to improve. You're sure you know you're like A+ in whatever skill you have, but then it's like, oh shit, I still feel like I can do something else within that. So I don't think it's a negative. I think it's positive. I don't think it should be seen as also like a competitive thing. It's just more of like a self-aware that you just need to just understand and like, okay, well, you know, let's say for you guys love the lights. You guys talk about that all the time. But, oh my God, like maybe like I should adjust this light because, you know, the show looked good, but then like I could do it better. That type of example. It's nothing negative. It's just something that I feel one doesn't listen to the thoughts and they kind of just always complacent in that sense.
And to be honest with you, it's like to go back to what she said when she first started as an intern. If I show her something, if I'm open and I show her how to do something versus keep it to myself, when she knows something that I really don't know, she's gonna be more comfortable to say, "You know what? Let me teach you how to do this, or let me show you how to do this." Hopefully, right? That's the goal, and we're both learning from each other.
Yeah.
Maybe not the same thing. Maybe now it's not even a perspective. It's just she's gonna help me when it comes down to like, hey, I'm like, fuck, I need to code something. You know what? Shit, I'm a MySpace expert. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And she'll teach me that shit. You know what I'm saying?
100%. You know, there's two things that I tell my guys, you know, like my employees, is like, you know how I do the designing and the machines and stuff like that. So I'll go to them and I tell them, because sometimes they're hesitant to ask because they think that I might say something or they might do something. And I always tell them, look.
Because he's a dick asshole. I mean, asshole
I'm not.
president.
I'm not.
And like he's like, I'm not. I'm all right.
I'm kidding.
I'm a cool mom.
I'm kidding.
I think I'm too nice sometimes. So that's the hard part.
I can see that.
But it's like I tell them, look, I'm here to make your job easier. Like if you have questions, you ask me because I'm. At the end of the day, if I look good, you look good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, my clients, if we fuck up something, they're not gonna go to my employees. They're gonna go to me, and they're gonna tell me, hey, what was this? You know, what the fuck is up with this and this and that? And it's like, no, like I'm here to make your job easier, whatever that is. If I have to help you or teach you or whatever it is, I'm gonna do that because that's
really
what it is.
Cool to work with. I love that. I like having that kind of transparency.
Yeah.
And also just like the level of like you can be stern when you want to be, and that's cool. But I feel that
Trust me,
vibe.
it's cool to work with them if you know him, because you take like 2-hour lunches.
Happy
We watch
hours.
TV.
Yeah.
I have the R&B in here. The people in the office are fucking
right?
tired of it. Like, I have the R&B pumping.
Oh, I love that.
But
Good
I
for
learned
you.
that from one of my clients that became one of my mentors, and he always said, because he works for a worldwide multi-billion-dollar company that I can't name, but he says at the end of the day, look, if you do your job right, I'm gonna look good, and guess what? If I look good, you look good.
Exactly.
So make sure you just do your shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I implement that here too. That's exactly what I carry over, and you could put it into perspective with anything, you know,
Exactly.
like put it in perspective with kids. If they look good, you look good. If they look bad,
I don't have kids yet.
but you're gonna look like a shitty parent if they're like, you know, like.
You know
That's
what?
a good one.
I'm not gonna lie. My kids, they're little desmadrosos. But one thing I've always said.
But
is
they're like you.
No, but one thing I've always said, I take them anywhere, and people always compliment me. Wow, your kids are so nice, so calm. I'm like, what the fuck
I know
are
you
they
have
seeing?
screaming like kids all over the place. Yeah.
No, it's just, I got 2 teenage daughters.
Yeah.
I'm going through that stage.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, they're all beautiful. All the kids are beautiful and handsome. My son's handsome. But one of them is specifically, she's got body, she's got looks.
Okay.
All these fucking
And the
kids are after her.
boys.
And I just gotta like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Come here. Let me talk to you.
Yeah, it definitely is.
So.
I didn't think about that, like how like your kids are a reflection of you. It's
Yeah.
actually really mental thought.
Yeah.
When I
why do you think
if and when.
Why do you think we're all traumatized?
Oh my god.
No, but
What?
you know that's an interesting thing. Like you being female has, and the workplace you work with, you know, like you've worked in media, and like I said, we've all heard the stereotypes and some of the things, the narratives that come out of that.
Yeah.
And now you work for an NFL thing where the stereotype and the, you know, it's men football and things like that. What's that like?
It's very I love how you worded it like that. It's funny because like I come off like in a sense like girly. I wear makeup, I wear lashes, you know, and it's in a predominantly like a sports event, like a league, and then they are also sometimes they're.
You want water, by the way?
No, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you got coffee still? Yes. Oh, okay, sorry. I don't have my coffee. But...
Yeah, you probably deserve that. I dropped his coffee, and that's going to be like the topic. But overall, I do believe that it's very different. Again, like how we talked about how to stay yourself at all times. I don't know what's going on.
No, that's because he's trying to open the.
I need a bottle opener.
Oh my! Can I see that? Pause for a moment. Can I? What?
Hold on, let me open up the other one.
There's a big. I never, and it has. Oh my god! It has.
Sisko and Mike.
I made that here, yeah. So I cut it here.
Cute.
Careful, yeah, go for it.
No, that is so cute.
$49.99 on our website.
Grab the merch.
Wait, first of all, why does this exist? Why does this big thing happen?
Because this shit don't work.
So I wanted to like just, you know, deck the place out with like, because I have the capabilities to laser cut that. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make an oversized bottle opener just to be funny.
Actually, that's really cute.
Yeah. So I made.
I forgot I had one too.
But getting back to like on topic, just I think it does come back to our original conversation where just remember who you are. Again, like and be as friendly as you can, like in the right times, because you know sometimes people don't want to be talked to, or it's not the appropriate time to talk, or something like that. But it's always for myself just to, you know, be social and say hey throughout the hallways. So for myself, in general, it has been different, but also not so different because being in a corporate world, it's almost the same kind of ruling, or how do you say it, like vibe, where how you walk into like different areas of the network, you know. So it kind of you need like a sense of confidence to like walk around, and you kind of get used to that after a while. Some people, you know, they don't develop that, and they, you know, aren't as successful. Against to each their own, and it's not even their fault, or maybe it is, or they're just like, to themselves and they don't really talk. And I feel like it's really important to have an open mind and say like, again, just to, let's say, have a good Friday or good morning. It goes a long way, and just to be open like that.
Do you ever go like when you ever say "Have a good Friday" and they're like they don't even respond? You go like,
Yeah. No, well, in my mind, I'm just, or sometimes they don't look at you. I'm like, all right,
you."
whatever. When I was younger, I was like, what did I do? Why this person didn't talk to me?
So now you're more like, oh,
Okay, fuck
just
it.
who they fucking are.
Whatever. I don't care.
So you have this confidence, right? Like you're working in obviously the hierarchy and the whole corporate men's world. Have you felt you had to put boundaries though, to a certain extent?
I'm sorry if I breathed in that.
No, it's fine.
I think it was more when I was younger. I had to put up like, hey, like, I'm not that like innocent as you look. I was like, oh, like naive, excuse me. Not naive, like, don't play with me as far as like trying to, let's say, I never really got groomed or anything. I think I like to say people know better. I think I have that stance where like to be like respected versus like, oh, I could talk to her like this. And again, I like to play. I like to play around jokingly and just be open.
Yeah.
And, a little banter here and there. But to be like taken seriously, I think that it just takes that level of like, hey, like, don't talk to me like that. But again, never had that boundary set, like, hey, like that.
It was just the way
It was.
you
I think
portrayed yourself.
it's just like, hey, like, I wish I could know how to say into some words, but I guess it's the level of like, you know what you can do and bring to the table, and you know that you're not only educated, but you're just remembering your values and yourself into walking into these things. So boundaries, I think that has to do with more like the outside stuff versus like being internal and like in a corporation. At least not yet. I know I have not experienced that yet. So
That's a good thing actually.
Well, I mean, I think that just from speaking with you and like I said, the way you carry yourself, I think that if you ever get into that, that you have the tools or you're prepared for it. I think. I think maybe when you were younger, maybe it would have been.
I'd be kind of scared.
Yeah.
I'll be
But
scared
I
and
think
not knowing
you're
what
good.
to say.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
You
it
should
takes
be
a
good.
lot of time, a lot of trial and error vibes, and it just just to see what the situation is and how to like move accordingly. It does matter to pay attention.
Yeah.
I know. Sorry, I was gonna say. I know. Yesterday we talked about it.
Yeah.
I asked you. I think we asked you. But I think we both of us. Who was your favorite football team? And you gave us a random answer like 49ers and the Raiders and whoever team. But did you grow up watching football?
No.
So
No.
you didn't have a football team.
No. I did have neighbors growing up that were serious about the Broncos. They loved it was my childhood friend, and he would always play football in the backyard. The time when actually kids played in the backyard. And it was that was like my growing up knowing about football. But my family, well, my sister is like into sports, but when in the household we never like watched it other than like Super Bowl. But it's like in the background, it wasn't like presently or any other sport. Like it just like.
So at what point did you start prior to the NFL? Did you ever like football at any point?
I love going to the games.
Okay. So when you get this job, you know it's all about football.
Yeah, I don't
How
know.
does that change?
I'll be very honest. I don't know how what the rules are. I don't know anything. All I know is the other team needs to go to the other end. the touchdown, woo, and then the
And she works for the NFL Network. Okay.
Hey,
Hey,
it just shows how good she is at her job.
yeah, you gotta take it to no. I would definitely say that it doesn't. It's helpful to be a fan and to know, but predominantly when it comes to like let's say working for the league or let's say working for a network like NBC, and you don't have to be like a fan of it, you just work it.
Yeah, no. I was just messing
no,
with you.
I know that. No, but other people don't know that. People think that you have to have super knowledge of it. I was like, no, you actually don't.
It's funny because I thought it would be actually the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
I think like yesterday, seeing some of the people's workstations, they had like their team, right?
Yeah.
I was surprised because I would think that you wouldn't be able to have a team or root for a team because then you're kind of being biased to that certain team because you're working for that network. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So, for example, the newsroom, I saw some people with different teams all around.
Yeah.
And I was like, these guys are the ones that handle the breaking news and the news for the NFL that's happening. I was like, they have to separate. They're biased for those stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, so I was surprised. I was like, okay, maybe deep down you could root, but they literally were showing their things.
Yeah, well, and you have to think about the NFL is for all the leagues.
Yes.
And I think it'll be a different story if like you're at the Niners like office,
Executive
and
office
then, and then having like the Rams like shit in their
Why did you say the Rams?
yeah.
You could have said anything else.
Having that like individual. So if
wouldn't that kind of be illegal if
No,
if you said
it's
you could only be a
not.
49er fan to work
No,
here?
Discrimination.
Discrimination?
No, it's not. It's just like you're a fan. You so happen to work there, and maybe you just love what you do. You love football. The main thing is like maybe if that person were to arise in that type of situation, I think that it's just like the love for football, the passion for, working for a network in itself. It's just, I think people, let's say for instance, like when I was at NBC, like there was a couple shows that like I didn't watch The Office. I know that
I've never watched The Office.
or Seinfeld. I never
Okay.
fucking watched that
I won't
show.
watch Seinfeld.
I haven't. There's some shows I was like, how could you? You work at NBC, and I was like, not necessarily you have to like it. You can work for the network, but not actually like it. So I haven't come across people that they don't really care for watching whatever, but they work there. So it's not like an unheard of thing. It's actually very common.
Okay.
You worked at in radio, television and movies, or I don't know, NBC Universal, right?
Yeah.
So they do a little bit of everything.
Too.
Warner Brothers, yeah. So now NFL, you worked for 3 different things.
That
I know of, that we've talked about, yeah. So where do you feel most at home at? Do you feel like, you've talked about NBC and how you loved it and how you kind of started there. Like, is it television? Is it like sports, or is it like radio? Which one is it where you find yourself more comfortable?
I think it has to do with all the experience. That's a great question. My real answer would definitely have to be NBC. I love that network. Everyone that's there for the most part has been a mentor to me, and nothing but positive things about it. But I do say that media changes all the time, and you have to pivot as much as you can to keep up not only with the times but with yourself. And during that time, surely it was a great time at that. Wow, like I love this experience, but the next year is different, and then people change or the roles change, responsibilities change, and the work is not the work anymore. It becomes something else, and then you yourself probably change as well, so you don't resonate with that. To answer that question, NBC will be forever my home, and I've loved it since out of college. It took me about I would say 5 years after college, 5 or 6 years to finally get a call, because and this goes with other jobs too. I would get calls, go to interviews, but didn't get hired. I was so frustrated. I was so mad. And why? Because I didn't have enough experience. No experience. We liked you, but I was like, oh my fucking God. Can you just give me that experience so I can, you can determine whether or not I fit in. I've always, and that's a pet peeve. I know you've said it. Pet peeve is not giving a person a chance. Because one person that doesn't know anything but has the drive and the willingness to learn, that will be the best employee ever, versus someone that knows. Surely, go with someone that knows.
Yeah.
But I feel to give a person a chance, and if they fuck up, then I've gotten fired a couple times. I live and learn, and now I where I'm at. but it takes one to like actually learn the skill and be taught, because again, we go into these like networks and stuff like that not knowing the stuff. You don't know the systems, you don't know like the people, you don't know the workflow or the clients or stuff like that. You're trained to do that. In each role you're trained. It's not like, and when they ask like stuff like that, your past experiences, sure it does help, but for the most part, giving that person a chance is just, I think, high value.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you mentioned earlier actually that having an internship didn't really help you in any sense to get a job, right? It
I
didn't
had
count
several,
it towards
yeah.
your experience.
It does count, but it's like it it helps to see for your own personal growth, right? Like for the internships I had, I know they just started to do this now because maybe like people complained, but all the internships I had were like either college credit or not paid. And I always say like if you find yourself like in an internship more than like 4 months, get the fuck out. Study the team and if you actually are needed, and if you're not needed, then they're not gonna hire you. Like just to you're wasting your time and you're wasting your energy just
Yeah.
to be somewhere that like hoping to be. Because I've been there. I've been there for a couple of like internships. I was like, hey, like, is this gonna happen basically or not? Because I at the time I didn't really have a car. I had a family car, but it was like we call Old Faithful at the time because it was like it had no AC. It was just like I roughed it. There was like nothing there. Beat up car, and I went to my first job. I heart there back and forth with that car. So I do feel that to understand to because we all need money, right?
Yeah.
To understand like, hey, is this gonna happen for me or not? Don't I feel like don't waste your time thinking, hanging on to like hope like that. Be realistic in that sense.
Yeah. She was driving back and forth. She's like, "Is this gonna happen? Because summer's coming. I don't got no AC.
For
No,
real.
I'm not driving in the summer."
I had to like get like ice packs and stuff like that just to cool down. It was a time, and I would like luckily I would drive in earlier to work to beat like the sun.
Yeah.
It was yeah, it was a time. But coming back, I was sweating. I had to change. I roughed it. It was
That's cool. I
it was
mean, I've been
something.
there. I've been there.
Journey, and I me too.
Yeah.
A car with no AC, no stereo, it just has a big old hole.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then it's not, and you have to fucking roll down the
Go-
window.
go
You're like,
ahead.
And the hard times really just like
Yeah.
shape you, and I
Yeah.
do believe that. And I come across a couple of colleagues that are like, let's say, Gen Z vibes, and they want to be where I'm at, and I was like, you have to be an assistant first. You have to. I was like, there's no way around. There was like I tell people, you cannot be manager or upper management not knowing how to do the soft skills. It's yes.
I was gonna ask you about that
Yeah.
because you mentioned
Me
it.
too.
I
I know
think
I know where you're going with it.
We've talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think we grew up in an era where you have to put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
Without the work, you can't be where you're at.
Yes.
Like I work from home right now, right? I'm lucky
Good for
to have a
you.
good job
Yeah.
where I'm able to work from home 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's younger people. They're like, "Oh, lucky, I want that."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Okay, you get it. Well, what I gotta do? Start from the bottom."
Yeah.
And they're like,
No.
"No,
Yeah.
I want to go from here."
yeah.
to here.
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "What the fuck? You can't just skip the
Yeah.
in between, dog." Like,
Mhm.
well, I'm a pretty girl, or I'm a good looking guy. I was like, "Cool," but looks ain't enough, bro.
No,
Like,
it's not.
it's knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just like, and I know why. I know why, because we live in an age
You
where
got,
social media makes it.
you got to change it.
instant.
Don't say you know why. You remember, it's always, in my opinion.
You're right.
'Cause then people
Well,
are
I'm
gonna
saying,
come
you know,
after
if you
you.
don't, I know why. Meaning, my opinion, like
Yeah.
this is me.
Mm-hmm.
Social media
Yeah.
has made it to where everything's instant, even our pleasure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, think about it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to watch long content,
yeah.
right? Everything is short span. Move on to the next. Move on to the next. Instant validation, instant gratification, instant everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look at social media, there's many ways to lose weight in 3 weeks. There's how to get your ex back in 3 weeks. There's how to learn a language
I'm
in
guilty
2
of
weeks.
that.
Are you really? We're gonna get into that.
Don't trip.
damn
I've been there.
Why?
So there's everything get back. Like you could think of anything. How to get your law degree in 3 weeks. And I'm just making an exaggeration. But everything's instant. So what I'm saying is nobody wants to put in the work.
No.
Yeah, but I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit.
So
You know what I think it is? This is my opinion. For a long time, like our generation, like college was, like obviously us being certain things, what maybe like a second option, right? Like it was the first option is always you got to get to work right away. You got to help the family out. Luckily for us, we were able to go to college and things like that. But a lot of the professions back then were on the job training, no matter what they were. You know what I mean? Like engineering classes, I knew that back then, like they were actually do field work and get out in the field and learn, kind of like an internship, and then we start expecting this. Now, most jobs, you need a college degree, at least an associate's. So these people are starting to be like, okay, if I need a decent job, I need to go to college, even if it's community college. So the expectations of jobs rises. Like the whatever you need, like the qualifications you need are going up. So all these kids now are going to college because it's like, okay, I can't get a normal job. I'm gonna have to get a fast food job. Or I'm gonna get like a low paying job for whatever it is. And it's like, so now their expectation is, okay, I'm doing what you want. I'm going to college. I'm getting my degree. Now I expect to come into this workforce.
no.
That's what
See,
I
but
think.
that's wrong because
It is wrong. I'm saying
I'll
it is
tell you
wrong.
what- I'll tell
But
you
I
what.
think that's what the mindset is.
because people just go to college just to go to college now. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck it. I got a degree. Like I work in HR. Okay, that's my job. And I read resumes. Like I
love
literally
that.
go through.
I would not expect that. I actually did not know that.
No?
No, right?
You were in HR. I mean, cursing and shit. Like, I'm like, oh,
No.
wrap me up.
I go through thousands of resumes all the fucking time. And like I literally said, I should leave this job and just fucking build resumes for people and make money.
I mean,
$50 a pop.
consulting. That is,
Consulting. Actually, as a matter of fact, I have friends that have left the HR. I work for the government too.
yeah, nice.
So
Great.
I work HR for the government. So my salary, I make good money.
Yeah.
But it's capped.
Yeah.
But some of my friends left that and actually do consulting for the government and they make twice as.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck? I should do this. Either way, but that's not the point of this. The point is
You can.
the
He's
fucking
consulting.
resumes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get calls. Like I'll have jobs that I post and it has certain qualifications, right? Like there's shit that you need to know, experience that you need to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers are like, well, I got a master's degree.
That's what I'm saying.
And then I'm like, wait, what's your master's degree? I'm looking at the master's degree and it's like fucking landscape or some Chicano studies.
I
I'm
see.
like, no mames way.
Yeah.
How is Chicano studies gonna fucking help you do a fucking job that requires you to physically operate this machine
Gotcha.
and blah, 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 blah. Knowing about Cesar Chavez, we ain't gonna fucking, oh, I got the stripe. I'm just joking, okay, guys? I'm all about the raza. You guys know that shit.
Hey, shut up.
But that's not gonna help you fucking operate a machine, dog.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna learn how to
I
fucking operate a
see.
camera because I know fucking.
But that's what I'm telling you. So a lot of people are doing that. They're trying to skip the on the job training
Of course.
and all that because now they feel like, okay, I went to school. I did what you were asked for the qualifications, but now I expect this. But the reality is it's not. You've
Yeah.
worked at different places and you talked about it.
It was actually
It's
very
on the
hard.
job training.
Yeah.
Every network, even though it's the same position, have their own set of regulations
And
or
that's
how
for,
they do
yeah,
things.
That's for any like job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're always going to learn it. You always have to
Yeah, because
learn.
you could work for NBC, NFL Network, doing the same shit, and they're both gonna say, "This is how we do it here."
Yeah.
Exactly.
This
No,
is how we do it here.
yeah. You can like have like in a back burner of like what you used to do and have that experience, but like again, it's always something new and something like a little tweak here and there, or maybe sometimes it's just like very clean cut,
Yeah.
which is never the case, but sometimes it is. I personally haven't come across that, but I know it does happen. That's
Yeah.
just like a clean slate. I was like, yeah, that's really easy, to come into it like that. Mhm.
Yeah. And I think it helps working at certain places that are a little too over, like exaggerated with regulations and rules or the way they do things. You know what I mean? Like you have to like write down everything or whatever it is.
Hey, well, I want to say I'm
document.
sorry because I got pretty heated just like 5 minutes ago. Fool. So-
Why? With the whole.
With the whole, yeah, because it just pissed me off. Sorry.
No, I love
Piss me
love
off.
passionate talks.
Remember, I'm overexpressive.
I know, yeah. I think that's what we.
But I mean, but you're right. But you're right. Like people do expect it, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like I tell you all the time. Like like he works in HR. Sometimes I ask him like question. I'm like, hey, this guy came in. Like like what do you think? And he's like, fool, look, this and that. Because I get people like welders right out of school. They can't weld for shit. I'll be 100% honest. They come out with like certificates like crazy, and I ask them to do one, and it's like, yeah,
And they want to get paid top money, right?
and they want to get paid more than like the owner of the company. I mean, like they want to get paid more than me and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like really like no, bro.
I think going to the basics on where it's always the way to go. I just think that the people see the glamour of it and just want, again, like
I want the shiny stuff.
instant gratification. And
Yeah.
people come to me all the time about like, wow, like how'd you get into this? And I was like, I just applied. Just keep going and like always be mindful of your surroundings. But it's always good just to learn that skill and then top it like a building stuff like blocks. Because if you skip it, then I always tell people like this example. It's like, okay, what happens in a perfect world? You wake up, you're like the president or something like that, or vice of a company or just in general. Imagine something comes up, and you're like, oh shit, how do you do this? And then it's like, how do you do this? And people are looking up to you and accounting, and also you need it fast. Hey, this should be an end of day like thing. I need it.
Yeah.
And then they come to you like, oh, I didn't start or something. That example, I was like, imagine, like that's the thing where I say like, imagine lying in your resume, like that shit will test you.
Yeah.
And I'll say I love to say that to people too, because I was like, people say like, oh, she got this because of this reasoning. I was like, no. You cannot lie in my resume knowing that what I do, it would matter. It will show up.
Yeah.
So like I could back it up like that. So if people can like lie in a resume for certain things, but I was like, my line of work, you can't. So like if you need to like say like, oh, to skip a step and you lie about it, it's gonna fuck you over, and then people are not gonna fucking trust you.
Yeah.
that's where the fake it till you make it comes
Bro,
out.
no, I've had resumes where like clearly they have a line of work that they've been in, and then they're applying for a job that's totally opposite from that job.
Yeah.
But somehow the duties that I've put down on the announcement,
They put in there.
they put it in the same. Like for example, I'm not speaking about anyone specific, but this guy's worked as a warehouse shipper, warehouse clerk, warehouse. Everything he's done for the past 10, 15 years.
So it could pass the AI thing, because that's
Well, no, because I had to read them. So
Okay, yeah.
So that's a myth. The AI thing is a myth.
Oh, okay, good
Everybody
to know.
thinks that shit, and I'll tell you right now.
That's that's an interesting question I got for you right now. Actually.
So check this out. So the guy has been in warehouse shipping. He's still in this current job. He's a warehouse shipper, but he's applying to a medical technologist, and he's applying the duties. He just copied and pasted them in between the shipper, and I'm like,
Aw.
tell me how the fuck you medically did this shipping from a
He
warehouse
didn't
from
do
Amazon,
it
dog.
right.
I was just like,
He didn't do it right. You gotta blend it in.
Hey,
well, he
it's-
blends it in, but I'm saying like when I'm reading, I'm like, what the fuck?
that's the shit that you need to do for the interview. For an interview, you can plug in whatever is in the job description. Yeah, I've been doing this, and I work with this team. and
Exactly.
Don't do it in a fucking resume. I mean, you can, but I mean,
It's not gonna pass me.
It just has to make sense. Tweak it here and there. A little here and there, but that I know what you're talking about. And I'm like,
And
oh
you know
my
what the crazy
God,
part is? That I have some of them call back and say, "Hey, bro, why didn't I get screened out?"
Ooh.
I'm like, "All right, let me read your resume, bro." Boom, 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 boom. I said, "Can you explain to me where you did this procedure, this at
Yeah.
Amazon?" Okay, have a good day. Okay,
Like that.
Yeah. I'm like,
Ooh.
why are you lying, bro? Like, and I had people tell me the AI thing, right? That
Is that concerning for you?
no, trust me,
That's my next.
Because there is.
because when it comes to HR, it's all personal skills. It's about reading people. It's about talking to people. AI is not gonna pick that up.
No, but I think it. I know someone, which will rename nameless, but a childhood friend, because he's starting a company where AI. It's you can say it's a professional's LinkedIn. You know how they have like applying things like that, but it ties work with people that are applying in resumes.
Yeah.
So it's gonna filter out, like the AI filters out and connects people, like the people with the resumes and the kind of like the
You're right.
duties and things
I
like
think
that.
it just depends on the company that has it or not.
Yeah.
You know?
It's too expensive to run. It's gonna be an expensive thing to run.
Mm.
The VA is the lowest of the government agencies. They always get the funding last. I'm sure they'll apply it to other agencies.
Good to
But
know.
But here's what this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna go back to the whole lying shit. AI is not gonna be able to differentiate if you're lying or not.
Mm.
So AI might kick them through, but guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna start getting all the shitty employees when you're doing the interviews. Still have to be done by a person.
100%.
So if I'm interviewing you and I'm like, what the fuck? Who am I interviewing? Like she don't know what the fuck she's talking about, and I
Yeah,
can
you
decipher
can
that.
tell.
It's just a waste of time, bro.
Yeah.
It's and time is money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So AI is gonna be helpful, but to a certain extent, you're still gonna have to
Got
need
you.
people. So.
Good to know in it, and in like HR space, I did not know that.
What about in your space? Have they talked about that, like implementing certain things?
Yeah, some companies do, and some companies don't. You know, and it's actually some departments have it, and some departments doesn't have it or don't have it. I've had people, copy and paste like that, and they do get screened in to get called, but also because like they don't know what they're talking about, they get like kicked out right away.
Yeah.
So I guess it just depends. Like it's a situation based thing. I just for myself, I don't recommend having a resume that has like colors and like a photo and your fucking address. Like no one gets objective. That's like honestly, I don't have an objective on my resume. It's out of there. It's like college work experience. No, don't put references. They will ask it. A lot of people ask me this all the time. Like, what do you have in your resume? It's like very black and white,
Yeah, simple.
simple, like skills on the side and the type of like systems I work with, and keep it like 2 pages. Like if you have that, like of course when you start it's 1 page, but
Yeah.
but
I will say that for the civilian sector,
mm,
less is better.
yeah.
Less is better. For the government,
More detail.
more detail.
Well, it's good to know. Hey guys, look at that.
You just said something. You don't put your objective anymore. What is your objective? What is your like ultimate goal in your field or in life?
Even I would have to say, um, to be self-aware, to have self-improvement. I will always. It doesn't matter where I'm at the point in time. I just know that I want to grow where I'm at that point. Um, last year I'm gonna just say an example of why I think this now. Um, Last year, so many companies had layoffs. So many great people got laid off. Amazon, MNC, Google. And there was a whole shift of everyone because of how the budget cuts from how the pandemic they just fucked it over. So it's just so many amongst other corporations, and I say that now because normally I would say like, oh, I wanted to be in a network and grow in there, which is obviously the goal, or be growing in with that department or whatever. But I do feel that ever since then till now, I feel that just to be mindful that where you can grow, like how you mentioned earlier, like I think it's like how you said, I think it's a negative thing that like I think of as a competition when someone is, you know, knows the same thing. And I was like, no, I think it's to the willingness to learn and the willingness to receive, and I think that's very important. So for me, I do feel that to have acknowledged that I've accomplished so much, but I know there's a lot more I have not accomplished. I just know in my gut, in my heart, that I think that there's just always some room to improve. Even like the littlest things, like I don't know, top of my head, not to have self thoughts, like negative thoughts. I
Mm.
have that. I overthink a lot. I'm trying to work on it. So something like that.
Are you an Aries?
Now I'm a Leo.
Same
Leo
thing.
gang.
Leo.
Same thing.
No,
Leos
it's
and
not.
Aries.
Leos are what day? You told me, right?
I'm July 27. Yeah.
Oh, so you're a fake Leo.
No, I'm a real Leo.
No, the fake. See, there's a actually thing. There's
Yep.
the July Leos and the August Leos. The August Leos.
Well, the Leos starts in like the mid July.
I know, but it's I call it fake Leos because when you think about, I know,
I'm right smack in the middle of it.
when you think about summer, you think about like August and like
I
party.
think July.
I think July.
Yeah, see, real Leos.
All right, then I'll give it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I
No,
would.
but-
There's always like my close friend. He's also a July Leo, and we always go back and forth. Like, no, I'm the real Leo.
I think that's just a Leo thing. We just always.
You know what? I don't even care about you guys because I'm an Aries. So
Oh, is that
I
why? Oh, why you say like I was an Aries?
Aries was the first sign.
What do you mean?
It's the first sign of the zodiac.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
I actually didn't know
Natural
that.
born leader.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No wonder. So I give that vibe.
Honestly, I don't know anything about these things. Like,
I've gotten
Me
into astrology in the last
Me-
couple of years.
Me neither. I don't. I just know Leo because they're the best. So
which is weird though, because you go based off energies. You would think that you kind of
Yeah.
lean
I
towards
do.
the
You know,
astrological.
I've. Here's the thing. I am into energies. However, I feel like I should. That's another thing. I need to learn more about it. That's like self improvement. Like I love being in tune with like angel numbers. Like I love.
I have no
see it
idea
all-
what that is.
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole. It's a whole
It's
thing.
a whole different thing.
But it's in within yourself that I started seeing that like last year, and it's still I still see it to this day, and it's angel numbers are basically like signs from like the universe and your spirituality that you are aligned,
Got
and
it.
each number is different. Let's say 444 or 222, or let's say 1010 or something like that. Each in when you look up it's like within yourself that you're in your spiritual guidance that
Got it.
it's just it's like finding your own self. And I had like I went through depression last year, and having like basically like to sit with myself and just be, did this actually happen, and trying to cope. And I was not leaning to alcohol, but I was leaning to melatonin just to sleep it off. I didn't want to wake up. And then all of a sudden I started seeing angel numbers. I didn't get it. I was like, okay, why am I seeing this? So it's like a spiritual awakening. If people see it, people don't see it. If you don't believe in it,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
That's interesting. I never heard like, because I went through the same thing. I went through a depression too, but I did turn to alcohol. So, but like melatonin, I never got into that. But yeah, just like you, I think it happens. I didn't know that's what it was, but I see that a lot, and it's funny because I see my birthday so much,
That's good.
like especially the number 7, so much everywhere.
Ooh, you should look that up.
Yeah, so I didn't know that's what it really was, But now
Mhm.
now that
Yeah.
it piqued my interest a little bit.
And it doesn't have to be numbers. It could be anything. Symbols. It could be colors.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Really?
For a while, I saw a knight.
What?
The word knight
Oh, like
and a knight.
like noche?
Like-
no,
or like a knight.
Like
Like
a
a-
knight.
Oh wow.
So this happened.
Sir Mike.
No.
yeah.
Check this out. It was weird. We were going to Grand Canyon, and I get anxiety here and there. Well,
Mhm.
not here and there. I get a lot of anxiety.
Mhm.
Yeah.
um,
It's
so
part of the sleepover thing he gets inside.
I get
Hold
anxiety,
hands.
and
Yeah.
it's over all the shit that I've been through in my life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to the Grand Canyon, and everywhere I saw, either the radio mentioned night, the word night was
the
appearing.
night
in things.
hotel.
Yeah,
Night
like shit like
motel.
that.
Yeah.
And on the way back, I was just like, oh, those were around the time we first started watching Top 5, me and my daughter.
Mm.
And one of the first videos that popped out was in Mexico, I guess it was a witch that was flying. They caught on video, and it looked like a night, and they were referencing like they call it the night of fucking Torreon or whatever the fuck, right? And I was just like,
The night of the
fuck?
night.
the night of the night. Everything was night, like a night.
Wow.
And on the way back, there was a truck, a semi that was
The big
driving.
one that has the night on the side of it.
Nah, it was there's a night transportation.
Yeah.
I was like, what
Whoa,
the
that's
fuck?
crazy.
Tripping out.
Yeah.
So pay attention to that. It's symbols, colors, even time. Just time. Like sometimes time will tell you something. If you wake up a certain time, if you always like look at your clock for some reason, and it's like always that
3
number.
a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have to be 3 a.m.?
So it's funny because we were talking before, and it's funny how we got here now. You're super into like horror, Halloween, spirituality, and so are you, and so am I to some extent, right? I dive into it, but not like that deep.
Mm-hmm.
I love Halloween too, by the way. But like angel numbers. I didn't know that stuff. What got you into that? Was it an experience? What was it?
Yeah, it was just again like being I was depressed. I my family, like my sister, my mom would mention it. They would see the numbers, and I was like, okay, that's kind of dumb. I think it was pretty stupid when I would hear them like saying like numbers. I didn't understand, but um, there was this one day where I just kept seeing different numbers, but it's frequently. But one thing that resonated with me was I like to go to the gym and work out, but um, I took a walk, a long walk, and there was um, there was a song that came on, like let's say on Pandora, that was like, let's say Beyonce's, like I forgot what station, but it was like it turned into like a meditation sound that it was not part of it, and it was, and I stopped and I was like, that's weird, and it was 10:11, and I looked down because I was like kind of like speed walking, and I glanced to my side, and the sidewalk, the 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 address was 10:11. Right when I saw that, and and then and then also I looked up, um and not only the sound, but that 10:11, and also my phone, but also I did see it on a stop sign. It had 10:11, just handwritten, and all of this was like this, and it was like a triangle thing, and I was like, this is something I cannot ignore it. I don't think it's stupid anymore. This, and I was in my lowest part of my life where I was just trying to understand, and I was starting to believe in that. So, but again, I will always say to each their own. People see it and people believe in it. Or
What did it mean to you? Did you figure it out?
it was yes, I was in my in you know how we're in our, like there's our 3D and then our 5D. Our 5D is what we think, and basically our it was something to, don't quote me on this, but it was something that had to do with my 5D, knowing that I'm aligned, that it's going to be catching up to my 3D. 3D is like our present
The three-dimensional space
self,
that we live in. Yeah.
and our thoughts is 5D, and what our beliefs are and how we operate, and our biggest like goals and stuff. So I think it had to do with that. Don't quote me on that, but it had to do with my alignment, that I'm not there yet, but I will be. And it resonated, and it made me feel safe, and made me feel like, okay, I'm not going crazy. And it's a whole spiritual journey. I'm still going through it right now, but I thought it was beautiful, and I never forgot that day. It was a very beautiful day too. It was sunny, not a cloud in sight, so it was really nice.
Nice.
I don't think you've ever talked about a spiritual journey. You going through a spiritual journey. It's more like just shit you've seen, huh? That scares you, or
No,
things that scare you.
that's not true. Um, I I guess you could say I grew up not believing in God.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in a Catholic home, right? And throughout my life, the reason I stopped believing in God, or I said I didn't believe in God, was because of my experiences as a teenager, as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
teenager, and even beginning of my adulthood, right? And I would
Mm-hmm.
always say, like, well, if God is real, why would he do this to people?
Right.
Why is he doing this shit to me? Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck did I do? Especially when I was younger, because maybe when I was older, I'm like, ah, maybe I deserve this shit. I'm getting into trouble. But some of the other stuff, I was like, well, why? Why am I suffering? Why does he hurt me if he loves
Right.
me?
Mm.
So I think everybody does that at one point. I
Yeah.
think all people question, and then some don't dwell in it, and some stay in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said I'd stop believing God, but I'd never really stop because I was always scared.
Yeah.
I was always scared that what if he is real, and or maybe not him, but it's just a higher being,
Right.
and because of my ignorance or my not believing, he's gonna be like, F you, for reals, F you. You
Mm-hmm.
think I was Fing you now? I'm gonna F you now. So I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? I had a couple experiences. One of the first ones that I came close to believing spiritually and stuff. And I think I've said this before. Um, I think I was like 15 or 16 years old. There was a girl that I really liked. I used
Oh.
to kick it with. She lived around like the corner from my house,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to always go see her and chill with her. I used to chill with her. She lived with her tias, with her aunts, and her tias liked me, but they knew I was a little troublemaker. But I would be there. They would let me kick it with her. We'd chill
Yeah.
and we would talk. And I guess she was like into church and shit, like kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And she always try to take. She was like, "Go to church with me on Sunday." I'm like, "Nah, fuck that shit ain't for me.
Mm-hmm.
Hell no, I don't need that shit." And then
I think
one-
it also just like, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
but
no,
I
you're
think
good.
I think it's also within someone's timing. Someone's timing.
Maybe.
Is, yeah.
But we were there one night and we were talking, and it's probably like 9 o'clock at night, 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
I lived around the corner, like I said, like 3 minutes from my mom's house. And we're talking, and she's really like pressing me that Diaz are talking about God. Oh, you should, like, that's what they called me back then. You should really look into it. And I was like, nah. It'll change your mind. And out of the blue, it's like 9:30. Out of the blue, here comes these two people. They're wearing,
Mormons?
yeah, I guess Mormons or whatever. But it was just at that point they came in
No.
and they started talking. And it wasn't even Mormons. It wasn't Mormons because
Was
they
it
were,
Christians.
yeah, like Christians. And they started talking about God.
Mm.
And I remember her. She looked like, I felt the chill, but I wasn't gonna say shit
Yeah.
because I'm trying to be tough. But I remember I looked at her and she looked at me. She's like smiling, like
Yeah.
this is a sign.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about teenage. They have a teenage group where they talk about God and blah 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 blah. And first thing she did was like, he needs to go. And I was like, what? And they're like, oh, you should come. And obviously I'm not gonna cuss there, but she got me to go once, and it was weird because they were talking about like this. That's just one instance, but I've had spiritual
Mm-hmm.
times when I've felt, okay, stop fucking around.
Yeah.
This is a sign. Shut the fuck up.
See,
I feel that.
I don't know, dog. See, it's for me, like, I'm not religious, right?
Mhm.
I believe in a God, spiritual God. I don't believe in the Catholic, Christian, Muslim God. None of that. I don't believe in that. There's the higher being, whatever that is, if it's just us, higher conscience, whatever it is. There's things that I've experienced too.
Mm-hmm.
The dangerous thing is like situations like that for me, like when people interpret just a coincidence, like, how people say there is no coincidences? A lot of times there is. You know what I mean?
There's definitely
There's
there's
a lot of times
reason. The time is it does matter.
So, but
Yeah.
but for me personally,
Uh-huh.
right? I just feel like people that take that, I think for example, spirituality it goes deeper. It has to do with more self than people talking about in something, a situation happening.
Okay.
Because I had this argument all the time, right?
Uh-huh.
With like religious people. My mom's super religious, and I tell her, look, do you see Dios quiere? And it's like, no, it's not si Dios quiere. It's if you want.
But
Because-
that's just faith. That's their way of holding on to faith.
Yeah,
and
but
hope.
but people use these situations to fuel parts of their life that maybe hold them back sometimes too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like for example, I know a lot of people that hold themselves back because of a religion. You know what I mean? And you can tell they're not happy, they're not in the right situation, and it's because they feel they can't come out. We see it all the time. Right now it is June. How many people are LGBTQ that can come out to their families and they're faking this whole thing because of a religion or because of a belief or because they want to please people. You know what I mean? And they use these little signs. For me, it's like a deeper thing. I feel like I've had more spiritual moments when I'm alone. That's when I've experienced things. And it's like there's nobody around me to dictate it, to make it a coincidence, Like I've had the stories, for some reason, I see old people. It's so weird. Since I was a kid, like I remember walking from the store when I lived in Southgate, an old man tried to like reach out to me, and then I look and he's gone. When I used to live right there in Baldwin Park, he talked about the fence. Remember how I used to stand on it to see who was there? One time, literally, I heard my dog barking. I look, and it was an old man, like barely being able to move. And I remember running into. I remember.
Maybe he's following you, fool.
But it was different. It was a different old man. So then I ran. The kitchen was from here to that office over there, maybe like 15 feet. And I started yelling, Mom, there's an old man outside the door. And I was scared.
Oh my God.
We come out, gone. Mickey D's, and homeless old man comes to me, starts talking to me in front of my mom.
Yeah.
She sees him, right? And then next thing you know, like he starts telling me about his journey and don't do drugs and don't get into this. Maybe it's an angel that's guiding me or something, right? Because I've had that with my uncle too. And he just tells me, don't do this, and it's hard and this. Next thing you know, okay, cool. We see him walk away. We turn. We look back. He's gone, completely gone.
That is insane.
So it's like that. I feel like I don't know what it is. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's been situations, but I feel like it's been times where it's like I can't dictate these things.
You want to hear another? I've never told you that. I don't think I've told you this. I'm gonna be open about it now. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
No,
All right,
it's
all right,
just
let's see.
you know
Let's see.
I feel
Yeah, we
okay.
want-
So we you know I haven't been open about this really. I've said it very here and there.
Thank
So
you
I
for your
separated-
open space.
4 years ago, okay, and going through a divorce. 2 years ago, maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was having a bad day. I was like depressed, thinking about everything, like fuck, like what's going to happen, like shit, like just all these emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the past, as a man, I didn't know how to handle emotions. I was like, man, fuck that, whatever, right? I'm sitting there one day, fool, and I'm having these emotions, these thoughts, and I was like, man, I'm feeling fucking down. And I hear my ring, my doorbell. I hear the chime, and I'm like, fuck, who the fuck's at the door right now, right? I was by myself at the house. I was like, who the fuck's at the door right now? Like, whatever. It's like middle of the day, and I see, and it's I'm gonna say they're Christians because they're not Mormons. You know, they wear the white shirt
Mhm.
with the tie and the black pants. There's two of them standing on front. I'm just like, and they're like, ding ding. They're ringing again. I'm just, you know what? I'm just gonna open the door. Say, oh, we're good. I'm good, right? And I shit you not, I open the door, and they're like, oh, hi, how you doing today? And I'm like, oh, I'm okay, thank you. It's like, oh no, we're not soliciting anything. I just want to let you know, everything's gonna be fine, brother. You'll be good. And I literally, fool, I fucking
Whoa.
froze. And I said,
Whoa.
okay. He says, we're just going around the community and letting everybody know that, you know, God loves them and God takes care of them.
Wow.
And he goes, I said, okay, thank you. He says, but here, I'm going to leave you one thing. Can I just leave you one thing? And I said, sure. He says, here, if you ever need to talk about anything, you could always come to us. We could come to you. Like, he was literally there. He's like, we're here to talk to you if you need to talk about anything. But if you don't want to talk right now, if you don't feel like you want to talk right now, you could always come to our church and you could talk to one of us or one of our brothers or sisters.
Wow.
But check this out. This is the trippy part.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, thank you. And something told me, oh, talk. And I said, nah. I said, thank you. Close the door. I opened the pamphlet. Guess what it was about? Separation, divorce.
Oh my gosh.
Fool. I
God,
tripped out. I broke down. I literally broke
yeah.
down. And I looked up for I've never done this because I'm not a devotee. I'm not a
Yeah.
religious person. And I said, I need you.
Mhm.
And fool, as I said that, I'm just crying. Nigga, I want to cry right now. I'm
That's
crying.
crazy.
Fool, I felt something in me, fool. Like,
Yeah. That's
I
beautiful.
got you, fool. I got you. You know what I'm saying? And I started crying and I started smiling. I started laughing. And I got up, fool. And I haven't told the experience to nobody. I think I told it to her.
Why didn't you ever follow to like with church and things like that?
Me dio miedo.
Mm.
I got scared.
Because
I'm not gonna lie to you.
look, like I said, it works for some people.
Mhm.
Some people need that religion
Yeah,
to.
some kind of support.
It's just I don't want to
like,
be a
you know?
hypocrite. You know what I mean?
You know,
No.
people. That's the thing about like self-awareness.
Yeah.
People change, and people, just self-awareness, and also just remember your vulnerability. It's nothing wrong to change your mind. And I think that doesn't have to be religious. It has to be like honestly just anything in general. Like if you feel a certain way, like I was overreacting, I fucked up, or I did something. I'm like, okay, you can change it. There's no right or wrong. Like don't if you're a hypocrite, just be like, okay, well I did think this, and I see it in a different light. And
Perspective, right?
yeah, it just you change every day, and I feel like that's something that is really nice to hear. And thank you for sharing.
I've never shared that, okay?
And thank
I've
you-
never
and
really
thank
been
you.
open about that. I haven't told you that shit.
Yeah, I know you did.
Thank you for having us to be in your safe space and to allow
Thanks.
that. And also for me, I'm still a stranger to you, but it was very beautiful.
I appreciate it.
She read it from the beginning. You're vulnerable.
I know. That's what tripped me out. I'm like, how the fuck did she see me
I
vulnerable?
feel a lot of people like I don't consider myself a psychic or anything, but I do internally feel things when things are shifted, whether or not it's a person or like being at a thing at a bent or whatever. I can sense it. So for you, it's a very beautiful thing. I think that's very awesome for you to like just hearing. I just sometimes I also feel like vibrations too. Sometimes when it's actually very strong. So it's very nice to hear that.
Does that ever affect your emotions?
Yes, it does.
Picking up that energy? Because
Mhm.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're all experienced it. When someone walks in with a bad mood, it's contagious, right?
Yeah. Oh, you should hear when I'm mad was for like or annoyed when my parents are around. Like, oh, don't talk to her. Like, I have that. I was like, I try not to do that. I feel like it's more like with family most of the time. But like having that, like I can't hold like a face for shit. Like if I'm going through something, you're gonna see in my face. But it does affect me and also my personal relationships too. Like, I feel like a certain way, like it turns into like anxiety or it turns into like me overthinking it. And sometimes I am correct. I know sometimes I'm not. And I'm like, it was just in my mind. So I think it's just always to be open to know that you're doing it and be self aware. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
Agree.
I think we got to move on to our next segment.
Yeah. To our first segment.
Our first segment, yeah.
Yeah.
No manches. We discussed this. It's basically pet peeve. Something that you just like an ick.
I can go first if you want. Just to
Yeah,
kind
yeah,
of
go
Yeah.
first.
Let's
So-
hear it.
All right. No manches. The price of gum. Have you guys gone to the stores lately?
Is it like $2 now?
No, it's $5.
Huh?
$5 for gum.
You don't get the quarter ones anymore?
They don't have quarter ones anymore.
Just enough.
No, not the
And
little
then they're
balls.
gone like the
Dude.
second, like 2 seconds, or flavor's gone, and now it's just like
yes,
sticky.
yeah.
I went to the store, and this is my routine when I'm gonna drive, because I do a lot of driving.
Mhm.
I'll go to the store, I'll buy myself a water, or buy myself, I like sparkling water. So if I don't have sparkling water here, I'll go buy one. Then I'm like, all right, I want some gum just to help me chew along the way, just to keep me distracted. And then these last couple of times, I look at it, the price, and it's not just one store. It's all the stores in all the counties that I've been to.
Wow.
$5. And then the little Orbit ones, the ones that come in that little
No
capsule,
cone.
yeah, $6.99. I'm like, holy shit, no manches. Inflation, I get it. But I also make machines that these shits do not cost that much to make. A lot of these products do not cost that much to make. It's
I
ridiculous.
love mints instead of gum, so maybe that's why I don't
too.
know. So, fuck.
But even mints are
That's-
expensive.
Yeah, that's
the-
really
the-
annoying.
that little
Tic Tacs?
I don't know. I just
Or
grabbed-
Mentos?
Those 10 pack ones, right?
Yeah, some shit.
I seen those. Those are like $4
I don't know
too.
the brand. I just grab it.
Yeah, but those it's getting ridiculous. Like that's ridiculous. $5 per gum.
That
like
is very annoying.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So now it's like Sam's Club, clutch. Buy those big packs, like the one you saw. Like, all right. But yeah, that's my no manches, the price of gum.
How do you say that again? No.
No
No
manches.
manches.
Sorry, guys. I don't speak Spanish. No manchas.
There you go.
Just say it quick.
I think I had no manchas.
You want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next. I hate getting calls from numbers that I don't know.
Mm.
Period. Right? That's my no manches. I hate it. But I hate it more when they ask. And I'm never really rude. I sometimes don't answer them because I know it comes up as spam. And
Yeah.
if I don't know your number, I'm not gonna answer it. If I don't have your name on there, I don't
Mhm.
answer it. But I do sometimes, right? And then I'll answer and they'll be like, "Hi, may I speak to so and so?" Right? I says, "Is this him speaking?" Okay. Well, before we could speak to you, sir, we need to verify your information. And I was
Oh.
like,
Scammers.
Yeah.
yes, but I'm like, you called me and you need to verify me. Who am I speaking with, sir? Before I tell you that, I need to know: is your birthday this? Is your address this?
Oh my God.
And I'm just like,
You get the aggressive spam calls.
Yeah, I was like, well,
yeah. And I'm just like, first of all, I don't discuss personal matters with somebody I don't know over the phone.
Mm.
So I'm not gonna tell you any of my information.
Yep.
Well, sir, we're trying to verify it's you. I said,
Oh my God.
you fucking
That
called
press?
me. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to verify
Don't
you.
call
I
me.
would have just hung up
Don't
already. fool.
call
I did, I
me.
do.
You're putting too much energy.
I do. But I'm saying, like, because they said, like, we have an important matter for you. Like, well, what the fuck's the important matter, dog?
See, you're like going after like, fuck,
Yeah,
what if it
my
was
old
legit?
anxiety side kicks in. I was like, well, I want to know what the important matter is, but I'm not gonna give you my information. So,
Mhm.
no, my mess. Like,
Yeah. You know the scammers that I get? Like, it's like, if you're looking for a contractor, or like I get the
Oh, those
contractors a
too.
lot. And then I just came to the point, I don't have a house. Like, obviously I lie, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know, and I rent. Oh, you do? Because right here we looked at your address, and it comes. I was like, no, I
How many
rent.
work you gotta get? Your
Yeah.
roof and floor?
Yeah, I
Nothing?
hate
Nothing?
that. Or the Asian ones. I still get the Asian ones.
Oh.
But sometimes I look forward to it because my phone's pretty dry.
Oh.
I
Someone's
don't-
remembering me.
Someone wants to talk to me.
Wow. It lit up.
So I take the time. Hey, what's up? It says spam. I'm like, let's just answer.
Oh, poor thing.
I'm gonna start fucking with them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start fucking
sure.
with them.
Have a voice and stuff.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your no manches?
I had two, but
Lay them out there.
okay. Well, I had one because you mentioned about that, like, calling wise. This has to do with like work. When, let's say, like the instant message, whether it's like Slack or a Teams, wherever, like instant message, you communicate with your team. I hate when people say, "Hi, Melissa. Hi, so and so. How are you?" I'm like, "Okay, what do you want? Like, what do you want? Like, get it going."
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, good." Like, and then they get to it. I'm like, "Can you say hi, Melissa?" Da, 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 da. Like, I don't like having, and then they don't respond until I respond. So I thought like maybe they'll say hi, Melissa, and then they'll type whatever they need. No, they just keep it there. I'm like, okay, well, hi.
Well,
What do you need?
in
Like,
their defense, because I do this.
oh my god,
I'm
There you go.
Well, no, it's
You're no manches.
HR does this.
Question: do these people know you already?
Oh yeah, we work together.
Okay, so they know you.
Yeah, for the
that's
most part,
different.
yeah.
You just saw them like a minute ago in the hallway.
No,
Hi.
because I gotta reach out to certain departments sometimes, right? I gotta find out, hey, somebody didn't get paid. Call the finance department. I don't know that person,
Yeah.
so I gotta be like, fuck, all right, cool. Hello, how are you doing? Good morning. And the reason I do this, in my experience, is because sometimes I don't. Even if you put the whole thing, they're not gonna respond to you.
Well,
I'm just like,
yeah,
motherfuckers. So you're trying to sweeten the pot, you know?
I
That's my.
see.
At least that's my.
I
There you
like
go.
to have one swoop, one-liners or a couple of lines. Hi, Cisco. Like, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. I'm looking for in the same thing. But when it has to be like weighted, I'm like, okay, like it literally would be like I would see it and I won't respond. They're like, how are you? And then after a while, if I don't respond, I'm like, okay, well, what do you need? So just hurry up with your answers. I think the second one I would definitely say is, and you guys already know this, I throughout this Slack talk, I fucking hate people that aren't genuine. I get super pissed off, and especially when people don't acknowledge one another. Don't come out with it with that energy, please. Like, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's my. How do you say that? Fuck. What
No
is
manches.
it?
No manches.
No manches. Okay. Go.
I mean, I get that too. That's one of the things I hate too. When people are just,
But how can you
No
tell?
manches.
How can you tell
So what?
that somebody's not being genuine?
or yeah, what
Like,
are
are you
they
able
having
to
a bad
decide right
day?
away?
I'll have like the one-offs, sure, like hella having a bad day, like, but if I know that person tends to do that often, or like if this is their personality in general, I'm like it's just or if I not necessarily like see them, like know them, but I get their vibe that they're like that. Of course, like I have to meet them in person and get my own judgment for that. But if you give me that vibe already, it's just like, come on, dude. Like, why are you saying that shit? Like, don't front. Just be who you are, and I just yeah, I could go along with that, like further along with that.
I wish we could like out people right now. Like, cause you've met a lot of people that are probably full of themselves, you know, like artists, music artists, athletes. Like, have you encountered that with people like that? You don't name them. Don't name them. But
I'm
you know.
not. I was like, I don't have to name. They know who they are.
Damn, like,
They know who they are.
yeah.
It's it's kind of like how I view like social media, right? Like you have so many followers and so many whatever X amount. But one thing I do know, for like when I say like a genuine person, I would say like I know that Cisco and Mike are great people, and I don't have to meet them, but I know they're great people, and doesn't matter how it looks like on social media. I just know that they are. But and also I knew then that I had respect for you, and knowing in person now, I have more respect for you guys. So that alone, I can say I don't have a lot of like, let's say like followers or stuff like that, but you can say Melissa Garcia is respected, and you can say that like whoever says someone's name, I was like, hey, I don't talk to them, I don't do this, but I can respect what she does. You don't have to like me, but like, hey, like that's why I feel like I can give to other people is like my respect or to my house. Like I don't have to talk to you at all or
Yeah.
want to talk to you, but I was like, okay, I see you. That's good. But and that comes with people that have the ego and not have acknowledgement, and they don't acknowledge you in the room, and that's how I can feel off that. I think it's just within time,
Yeah.
within my experiences, whether it's like at a party or like at a like say like a corporate event or even like at work or just in anything in general. I just feel that having that sense of like um, kind of just awareness of people and how they move is also within yourself and how you view yourself.
Mm.
I think that's important. Like some people are more open than others,
Mm-hmm.
and some people it takes some time to open up and be the person, show who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not saying they're fake, but it's just a little harder to be vulnerable and for someone to get to know you, right?
Yeah.
But reputation is a big thing. You guys
Mm-hmm.
heard of 6 degrees of separation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're 6 people away
It's
from.
very small.
Yeah, it's a small world.
You would know.
Exactly. That's what I was
And
gonna get to.
it's very small in in a space of like how I've been within, I would say, media and entertainment for like since I was like 14, 15 years old, and to see pretty much people going back and forth, but the same people, and or new people added, but they know of that person, and very similar to what you said. And reputation is very big, and sometimes like one experience is the same similar, and I'm like, damn, that person's still like that, or damn, that person is like this, or in the flip side of the coin, yeah, this person is great, this person I love, like, yeah, I wish I could see them more, or I love that they're doing this. It's a back and forth conversations where people's names are brought up, and then depending how you are, like either you're being talked about, or it's just always ear eyes and ears all the time, or even in like social media, right? You don't really like talk to a person, or let's say like, yeah, that's why that person's like this, you know
Yeah.
or the fact I was like, damn, like I remember like we were in good terms, but good for you, that's great. Well, I don't have to like talk to them or follow them, but
Yeah.
I do acknowledge.
Nice.
Ready to move on to words of wisdom?
Yeah. Words of wisdom. This is all you. This is your chance to tell our viewers, your viewers, or just anybody that the
Mhm.
message could resonate with. Something that you live by, something that you really believe in, that it has helped you or can help anybody in their life. I know.
I believe timing is, I'm not patient enough. I really need to work on that. Patience is something that I feel that I want things instant, and I'm guilty of it. And that's like with relationships or with work. I'm like, I want it now, but ultimately have to trust in the timing and trust in within your own self that you can achieve things, or think differently, or change habits or something like that. I do believe that also another thought I have for that is, if I could, I would, concept. I feel that if I have the capabilities to help somebody, I would. Um, and also it depends on who it is, because I'm not gonna do that for everybody. But when I feel my heart gravitating to like help, or if any kind of way, I would want to do it. Mm. And then lastly, I just feel like take a chance no matter what situation is. Like, for instance, let's say, it's I'm sorry. Say I'm sorry first. I'm always gonna say sorry first, knowing that, like, say like whatever, or if you feel like you don't want to send that email or send that DM saying or something like that, just do it. Fuck it. I think it's what you have to lose, because if what happens if, let's say, the other person's thinking the same thing, but the initiative to do it, I
Mm.
think it has a lot more um, self growth, and I think power within yourself, knowing that you have the guts to do it, versus like, oh well, I don't know yet, or contemplating and just being wishy washy with it. No, if you have an idea or you have something to do, then do it.
Yeah.
takes time, then it takes time. So that's all I have.
Cool.
Nice. Can I ask you something personal?
Of course.
You know, you were talking about you went through a depression, right? And then when we were talking about how I see growth sometimes as a competition and how maybe it's a negative thing. You know, throughout my process, sometimes I ask myself if I'm happy. Sometimes I have a hard time answering that question. And I will be honest. So I wanted to ask you, you know, you've been in media, you've done this, you've grown, and you talk about self-growth and you're very self-aware. Are you happy?
I'm happy for learning what I have known now than I did prior. I have different instances where I'm not happy. I feel like I'm like, damn, like, why did I do this? Or all the negative thoughts and putting myself in stupid situations where I don't need to. That's what makes me unhappy. But what makes me happy is like knowing that I can correct it and I can move forward. And also knowing that, yes, I'm alive, I'm well, have a healthy family. You know, I was depressed and also currently to be also vulnerable with you. I'm also going through a breakup and that was not the easiest thing ever. And to know for myself that like regaining my vision of myself and how I can improve, then that just also makes me happy because I'm willing to know my flaws and what happened and accept. Still working through that. Still working through, I would say, my boundaries and also my self-worth. It fluctuates all the time. Whether or not it's seemingly I look confident and stuff, I do have my moments. I do feel like, damn, like why do I have this anxiety? Why do I have to like feel this way or anything about my body, like fuck my period or just whatever it is, you know? But to be present and to be honest with your own self, it does matter.
Nice.
Yeah. Honestly, like I told you, it's sometimes it's hard for me to answer, and sometimes it even gets me emotional when I ask myself, "Am I happy?" You know, and it's like one of those thoughts. And I don't even think I've ever asked you that. You know.
But if you ask me right now, I'm gonna be. I think her answer helped me understand.
Me too.
My point.
Oh, I helped you guys.
Yeah, because
I love
In
this.
what
I
sense?
just-
Please explain.
I was just asking myself the other day, am I happy?
Mm.
Fuck, am I happy? There's
It's a
moments.
sign, fool.
Huh?
I just
No, honestly, I was
We're
just
in
like,
the
am I
trailer right
happy?
now.
There's things that I'm doing in my life that I'm super happy about. I know I'm handling certain situations extremely well. I'm happy my kids, you know, are healthy. My kids, I have a strong connection and bond with my kids. Um, I'm doing financially, I'm doing well. I'm starting to get back into the healthy side. You know, I'm happy for that. And then there's other things that I'm not happy about. There's moments where I feel like, what am I doing? I question everything. The anxiety kicks in. Anxiety is a motherfucker. When it
100%.
kicks in, anxiety and the overthinking, I think, are the two things I gotta
start
work on.
questioning everything about yourself.
Yeah, overthinking. Olvídate. It's just scenarios. You question your worth, but you already know your worth, and that's the thing. I question it, but when I come close to the people that I care about, that show me
Yeah.
without me asking,
Yes.
that's how I know. I was like, there you
Okay.
go. That's your fucking answer, fool. Stop fucking believing that it's not.
Yes.
And so it's weird. I don't think we're ever gonna be truly 100% happy.
100%.
I don't think you can be
Yeah.
100% happy.
You
But-
just go a day by day.
Exactly.
You know? I
well,
love that.
So
Thank
I liked
you.
your answer. I was
Yeah,
like,
thank
okay,
you.
cool. You know,
100%.
makes me feel I'm not the only one.
Hey, we need to have a second session of this.
Yeah?
I feel like there's a
For real.
lot more part 2, to be honest.
Part two,
Seriously.
for real.
Nah. No, honestly, I feel like, yeah, like we obviously talked a lot, but you know, I feel like there's a lot of things that we can definitely dive into.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to set it up. Next time it'll be more vulnerable, more
Yes.
straightforward.
More of like how do you guys like were in like teenage years and like how you fought over
Hey, she's
girlfriends
gonna interview
maybe.
us next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
Actually,
we should have one of those sessions where we get interviewed.
I'm open for questions like that, and I know I'm
We'll
very
sit on the
spot on.
couch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll send them. Okay.
I'll sit right there. No, well, the camera's there.
No, but for real, I wanted to have an
Love
episode
that.
like that. Like
Yeah,
where
yeah.
we get asked.
You know what?
questions.
Maybe that could be a live.
Yeah, true.
Maybe
You
we could have
guys
a
should have a live
We
thing.
had one.
What?
We had one with a psychic
And
medium.
it was a Halloween themed
and
one.
they didn't invite me.
No. We put it out
We
there.
put it on Eventbrite.
We asked
I'm
everybody.
gonna get up.
We had a psychic medium, and he read people there.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you bring it
audience.
back?
He's
He
one
wants
of
to
our
do it
friends,
again.
Okay, yeah.
He gave us a beautiful experience. He connected me with my dad. Like he knew.
Oh my god.
He sat here and he's like, he talked about my dad. He brought up nicknames, the conversations I had when he was in the
He
Oh.
brought
hospital.
shit that I didn't even know about this
Yeah.
guy.
He brought
Oh
up
my
things.
god.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
please,
crazy. So
please, like bring him back. What's his name?
AJ Barrera.
Shout out to AJ. Wow, I always wanted to, experience that. Like get to know me.
These fuckers brought out a Ouija board in front of me, and I don't fuck with Ouija
Yeah, we
boards.
brought it up there.
No, that's I love
Exactly.
Halloween.
That's what I
don't-
said.
I don't
At the
love.
live, I brought it out.
At the live, they're like, "Oh, we got a surprise for you,
He
Mike."
broke out the misconceptions. It's not all bad, but he
No,
talked about
but
it.
Nah,
you
nah,
do
fuck
need
that.
to you do need to have blah, 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 blah. You need to have respect for it.
100%.
Exactly.
Yes.
You
Exactly.
have to. You cannot just like blatantly just play.
Yeah,
and
of course.
You have to be experienced. And I
We
never
didn't play.
I know. I never played. I never saw one in person. However, I just know that shit, like, you need to have like full respect for that, and honestly, and make sure to close it out
Yeah,
when you're done.
That's what he said.
Like
Don't even
and-
open it
Yeah,
for me.
basically, don't even near me. But
Yeah,
yeah, like that
fucking-
is very valid. Damn, like yeah, invite me next time.
For sure.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
dope.
We do, because that's what we were telling you. Like, if you have any questions for us, feel free, because it happens a lot where, like, a lot of times we get stuck in the conversation.
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes they'll ask us occasional questions about how
Yeah.
we met, but it's like, we like getting personal when we like sharing our story too.
Yes, me too.
I feel like even though it's the Sisko and Mike podcast, a lot of people don't know about Sisko and Mike outside of the things we've
Yeah.
talked about.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
I think I should have an episode of like get to know the podcasters.
There you go.
And then,
Nice. Yeah.
That'd be
can
dope.
meet-
Maybe
yeah,
the audience could ask questions too. The host.
Hey, that'd be sick.
You have a lot
actually.
to say.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
a little
you
too
have-
much.
No, honestly,
But-
it does. Like I feel like everything that you touched on was like super. Like I was interested. I wanted to know more, and then like I know that we have like certain like segments and we need to touch on. But also,
You know what?
I
You know what?
like
I'm gonna
it.
put it to the test right now. Let's see how fast she
Yeah, we
if
just
she's lying
cut
on the
off.
resume. If she's lying on the resume or not. What would be a question you would ask us if you were a host?
I would definitely say, what is something that you feel like quote unquote triggered for? Some things that like either it triggered happy or triggered sad or triggered like angry.
Wow, that's a good question.
See, hire me, guys.
We're not gonna answer that, right? We're gonna say
No,
that.
it was just a question.
Okay, that is a really interesting
Yeah.
question. Now.
So maybe in the next one, guys, we will
Yeah.
answer that
Actually,
question.
actually, yeah, that would be dope. We
Yeah,
need to do
see?
that. Yeah.
Or just like what was, I guess like what is something that you resonates with you as far as like as a professional. There's another one that I thought like what do you go by as far as like if you're new into a company, what is something like I want to like achieve? Something very
You know what,
basic.
Mike? I think we found our new co-host.
You know,
We are looking for a female co-host.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what we want? We want because we have the, I guess, even though it's our own opinions, we have the male perspective on subjects, but we've always wanted that female perspective on things
sure.
too.
I would think that I would be open to being a guest sometimes and like being like if you're wanting
100%.
like say hey, still want you guys to have your own thing.
No, 100%.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you want like a guest and having like those kind of conversations about like women or like about anything at all and my thoughts, yeah, call me.
Okay.
There we go.
Sounds good. But anyway, we want to thank what you're doing, well, the person you are, your authentic self, genuine, talking about helping, giving us the opportunity to be backstage and giving other people the opportunity to see what you do,
thank
sharing
you.
your vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
We want to appreciate that. We thank you.
Thank you so much for having this platform in general, and it does help, and I feel like it will help you guys too know about each other every day. Well, also thank you, thank you for having me, and also thank you for having the space to be safe and to talk about it because it takes time to be open. But also, I felt super natural just to say my shit and what I felt like I shouldn't have said. But I said it because I felt
Cool.
nice and cool. Thank you.
Before we take off, hold up. Can you say it one more time?
No watch.
But say it the way you said it earlier.
No watches.
All right, everybody. Peace out.
All right, peace out.
Bye.